Powered by starts right now.
From Bob Green Field and Alumni Stadium, this is college football on SWX. This afternoon, it's the quarterfinal round of the NAIA playoffs as number 3 Montana Tech welcomes in the College of Idaho. Hi again, everyone. I'm Chris Byers, along with former Rocky Mountain College defensive back Tyson Byers. And Tyson, these teams no stranger to each other. Both play in the Frontier Conference. They met way back in September, and it was a close game.
It was truly a closer game than we thought. That, Montana Tech went up big, and the Coyotes came back, rallied late. But it was the only time this season that Montana Tech won by single digits.
27-24 was the final. Now for the Yotes, their offense is led by not the biggest guy on the field, but certainly one of the most productive. This dude can run the football.
Byington is a dynamic running back. He's got great vision. He's a one-cut player, north-south. With that, he comes with great speed, and he's not worried about lowering his pads to run you over.
Well, and he should go over the 1,000-yard mark after today's game. Now for Montana Tech, this guy does it all. Running back punts, kicks, wide receiver, jet sweeps, you name it. Levi Torgeson is a big play machine for the Diggers.
Saw him many times this year, and he is a special player. You can give him the ball on the ground, throw it to him in the air. If you need a big play, he's the kid to go to.
All right, so there you have it. Riley Byington for the College of Idaho, Levi Torgeson on offense for Montana Tech. This should be a great college football game. Quarterfinal round of the NAIA playoffs, and kickoff is next on SWX. Welcome back to Alumni Coliseum here in Butte. It's the NAIA quarterfinal round as the College of Idaho is set to go against the Ore Diggers from Montana Tech. And now for the keys to the game, brought to you by Butte Auto. Tyson, what are the keys for both teams today?
Well, today what we're looking at for College of Idaho is start fast. Again, they played again earlier in the season. Coyotes went down big early. They came back with a late rally, but still wasn't good enough to pull it out. It was the first game that Montana Tech won by single digits. Bye-bye Byington. He had 20 of the 32 yards. They got to get the run game going. And then where's Levi? Levi Torgeson had 6 catches, 124 yards, 1 touchdown. Last week, they need to be able to find him and man up or double up on him. For Montana Tech, no place like Butte, America. Home field advantage. They are loud. They are rowdy. Dominant up front. Again, Montana Tech has to get the running game going and control the clock. And then touches for Torgeson. get your playmaker the ball either on the ground or in the air.
All right, so we are just moments away from the start of this quarterfinal round. Just 8 teams remain in these NAIA playoffs. Montana Tech will receive the football to start the game and to kick it away. William Botch for the Yotes of the College of Idaho. It is wintertime in Montana, temperature in the mid-30s. Forecast is for some light snow this afternoon. All in all, for Montana football guys like yourself, Tyson, perfect day to play.
Oh, it's great weather to play. I mean, as a player, you hate the dog days of summer. You get this, about 32 degrees outside, and it's great weather to be playing in.
Back to receive is Levi Torgerson for Montana Tech, as we are set to go in this NAIA playoff matchup. Botch gets a foot into it. Torgerson from the goal line will bring it out to the 10. Torgerson to the 15, to the 20, still on his feet. Torgerson up over the 25 to the 26-yard line. And that's where Montana Tech will start this matchup. So as we mentioned, back on September 27th in Butte, it was Montana Tech winning that game 27-24. And that Ordigger defense was superb, holding the College of Idaho to just 32 yards rushing the football. That will have to change for the College of Idaho to be successful this afternoon. All right, so Jared Wilson opens at quarterback. Torgerson comes across. He gets the ball on first down. Torgerson up over the 30, close to the 35, and a nice gain to start the game.
And that's what we're talking about is keys to the game. Give your playmaker the ball, and that's where they gave him on a jet sweep. Get him the ball early, set the tone, get some good yards on that first down.
Pickup of 9 on the play, 2nd and 1 from the 34.
Now Idaho, their defense, what you're going to see them playing in a 4-man front, 2 linebackers and 5 defensive backs, and 3 of those are safeties. You're going to see them blitzing, filling areas, and even watch corners splits.
Wilson back to pass, flips it out here for Michelotti. Michelotti loses the football, recovered by the College of Idaho as Chase Brown falls on it.
And that was your cover corner, number 21, Mason Pretty, and he was able to get his hand in there and knock the ball away.
So the first big break of the game goes to the Yotes from the College of Idaho, and they'll have it at Montana Tech territory at the 45-yard line.
That was a great individual effort by the defensive back, the corner there, getting the tackle, knocking the ball out, and getting the ball to his offensive playmaker's hands.
Caden Young opens at quarterback. Riley Byington, of course, in the backfield. Byington, 983 yards rushing coming into this game. And Byington gets the call on first down. It's got all kinds of room. Byington inside the 30 to the 29, and a first down for the College of Idaho as Byington rips off a 16-yard gain.
And Byington, he was going up the middle, gap closed. This is where he said he has great vision. He had a one cut to his left, and he's north-south runner.
Ball just inside the 30 at the 29. First down for the College of Idaho. And now, flags come in. It's going to be a false start, and that'll back the Yotes up 5 yards. Well, last week the College of Idaho opened the playoffs at home with a 37-19 win over Morningside. Caden Young, the quarterback, rushed for over 100 yards, threw for another 180 and 3 touchdowns in that win to get them into the quarterfinal round. First and 15 from the 34. This time it's Young on the quarterback keeper, and Young takes it down to the 25-yard line.
And this was an option play to where Young was looking at Byington to hand the ball off, and he was watching this key player, which was the left D-end, and that D-end collapsed down hard, biting on Byington to where Young was able just to take the ball himself and get good yards.
There you see the starting offense for the College of Idaho, led by Caden Young, Freeves, Ames, and Mariero, the wideouts. Byington in the backfield. 2nd and 7 now from the 26. Byington met right at the line of scrimmage and take it down. Good job defensively that time as Dominic Umeli gets the stop for the Diggers.
Now defensively, the Diggers are running a base 4-3 defense. You have 4 secondary players, and what they're doing is they're rotating their coverage. But the nice thing about this type of defense is that with the 3 linebackers, you're able to blitz one of them either up the middle or the outside.
Sets up a 3rd and 5 now from the 24. Umale out of Caden Young out of the gun, looks right, now pulls it down, stays on his feet, taken down by Tel Arthur, but not before he picks up a first down all the way to the 15-yard line.
That's one thing about this offense is that they run it methodically. As you can see, nothing was open, and Young decided just to tuck it and run to get the first down. But that's one special thing about this offense is that they will grind out 2 or 3 downs to get a first down, and they'll eat up a lot of clock.
So first down from the 16. Just underway here in the first quarter. Yotes trying to capitalize on the turnover by Montana Tech. Here's Young, rolls right, chased, stays on his feet, and now goes out of bounds right at the 15-yard line. Maybe gets one on the play. 2nd and 9.
Here you go, you take a look. We got the fake to Byington. It was a rollout pass play generally, but you got a lot of pressure up front by Caleb Novak of Montana Tech.
And this time, busted play. Flags come in. Young, end zone, incomplete. But 3 flags on the play.
And it looks as if it is face mask there on the quarterback for with Montana Tech. Accidentally get your hand in that face mask, and you're definitely going to get called for it.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 90. Coming for a tackle distance. First down.
So that is indeed the call, face mask, and that's going to give the Yotes a first down inside the 10-yard line. So 1st and goal from the 8. So in the red zone inside the 10, first down. Young will pitch it to Byington, and Byington straight up the middle, stretches for the end zone, and they'll mark him just short. So Byington down to the 1-yard line. They had good contain on the outside, Montana Tech, so Byington just steps up inside, makes a nice cut and run.
And the key to this was you have your outside Z wide receiver, and that's Travis Mariero, and he was able to get a good block in that corner that sprung Byington for a couple more yards.
So gain of 7, 2nd and goal from the 1. Direct snap to Byington, right side touchdown, College of Idaho.
What would you think? Direct snap to Byington, your best ground runner, and he's just going to lower his pads and push his way into the end zone.
Well, we said at the top of the broadcast that the key to the College of Idaho was to get out quickly and get a fast start, and that's exactly what they do. They capitalize on the turnover, 45 yards and a touchdown, and strike first against the Diggers. In for the extra point is Josh Horn. Ball is down, kick on the way, it's up and through. So with 10:14 to go here in the first quarter, it's the College of Idaho striking first. They lead over Montana Tech 7-0. And welcome back to Butte for this NAIA quarterfinal matchup. The College of Idaho striking first as they lead 7-0. And here is the touchdown, and it's Riley Byington from a yard out. Made it look easy. And the first points of the afternoon going to the Yotes. So Montana Tech not accustomed to trailing in a football game. As we mentioned, they won the first meeting between these two back in September. 27-24, had a big lead in that game, gave up 2 late touchdowns to the Yotes, but held on for the win. College of Idaho leads this all-time series 8-5. Botch kicks this one to the end zone. Torgerson will bring it out. Torgerson to the 10, the 15, and he is hammered at the 20-yard line. What a shot Torgerson took, and bringing it there was Trey Gibson, the backup running back, who puts Torgerson on his seat, and now the Diggers come out for their second possession. Montana Tech with a lot of firepower on offense. They average 38 points per game, give up just 14.
Key for Montana Tech right now is to get their run game established, using that with Wykeesh Johnson or Nate Milanowski.
Milanowski gets the call, squirts through to the 30, still on his feet. And up over the 20-yard line. Iwamazu in on the stop for the Yotes. So pickup of 2, 2nd and 8 from the 22. Milanowski opens at running back. 93 carries for 452 yards this season. Averages just under 5 yards a carry with 5 touchdowns. He has been solid all season for the Diggers running the football. Now they give to Milanowski again. Cuts up inside and stood up right at the 25-yard line.
It's going to be very difficult to run against this Coyote defense, especially when they're running that 4-2 and they're bringing other safeties down into the box. They're getting each gap covered up. Now, here's where you like to try to get a play action and get Wilson out. Give him an RPO, the option of running or passing the ball, especially when you're 3rd and medium.
Looking at 3rd and 6 now from the 24. Wilson, straight drop, now rolls, now fires underneath, and that is caught for a first down at the 35-yard line as they go to the big man, Derek Pierce, and Pierce will move the chains for Montana Tech.
And Pierce just came from his tight end position, and what he ended up doing was just doing an in route that came all the way across the field, and that's where you had Wilson on a little bit of a rollout, was able to find his tight end wide open, giving them the first down.
Pierce, 24 catches coming into today's game. And the give is to Milanowski. Milanowski tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Picks up a couple on the play. Give him 2, 2nd and 8.
Making the tackle.
And this was just an inside zone run. He had a couple of blocks. You brought that of Derek Pierce, your tight end, across, and they were able to get a couple more blockers within the box. One cut by Milanowski, and got 3 yards on the carry.
2nd and 7, ball at the 38. And this time Wilson pulls it back, now fires, and lobs it out there for Torgerson, who makes an impossible catch at the 25-yard line. How he came down with that, I don't know. It was great coverage, but Torgerson just took it away.
Yeah, noise was on the coverage for the Coyotes, and you got Wilson on the rollout, throws it up there, and we juggle it a little bit, catch it off our shoulder pads and our helmet, and was able to keep control of it for a huge reception for Torgerson.
Gain is all the way to the 24 of the College of Idaho. First down, under 7 to play, first quarter. And here's Wilson to Torgerson. Torgerson met in the backfield, wrapped up and taken down. And that time the Yotes sniffed that play out, and Torgerson had nowhere to go. Nice job defensively. Sam Lowings cleans it up at defensive tackle. And that's a loss of 1, 2nd and 11 now from the 25. Wilson now looks over. We'll get the signal from the sideline. Torgerson now shifts out of the backfield on 2nd down. Wilson looks that way, fires underneath for Pierce, and Pierce takes a shot from Noyes inside the 20 to the 18-yard line, and it's 3rd down.
Well, Montana Tech was in 11 personnel, 1 running back, 1 tight end. Pierce stayed in and gave just a little tuck block and then released up the field for a nice little pitch and catch, very easy, and being able to shorten the yardage down to 3rd and 4.
Ball at the 18-yard line, 3rd down. And this time, they're going to give it to the running back, and this is intercepted by Noyes. And the 2nd turnover of the game for Montana Tech on the interception.
And that was Deshaun Swafford Mason Pretty with the interception. And all they were doing was Montana Tech just did a sweep play with Torgerson. Torgerson held up, threw the ball right into Pretty's hands, which actually saved the Coyotes there in the red zone.
So 2nd turnover of the game for the College of Idaho, and they get the football right back from the 12-yard line. Straight ahead give, not much there to the 14. Give them 2 on the play, 2nd and 8.
Number 45. Old Graham.
One thing that's impressive about that Coyote defense is that they really do fly around, and it is hard for a quarterback or anyone throwing the ball, seeing where that coverage is coming to, and that really helped out keeping Montana Tech out of the end zone.
2nd and 9 from the 13. And Young pulls it down, now fires, and it's got a man at the 25 to the 30 and a 1st down. Mariero on the slant makes the catch and a 1st down and gets it out of deep into their own end.
And Mariero came out of his stance, and he's what we call a stem. He was acting like he was going to the outside, gets 6 steps in, cuts back to the inside, gets right behind the linebacker in the corner, and it was a nice throw by Young to get him in stride.
Mariero, 46 catches coming into this game with 4 touchdowns and a big 1st down reception there to the 32. Young fires out here to the flat, and that is complete and more as Torrey Watkins, the 6'3", 220-pound senior tight end from Sonoma, Washington, makes the catch. Picks up 9 on the play, 2nd and 1.
And this here is just a little play action, and it was just an out route by Watkins to catch the ball, and then just gets pushed out of bounds there for good 8 yards.
2nd and 2, ball at the 40. And the give is to Byington, and Byington met initially at the line of scrimmage, but stays on his feet, keeps those feet moving, and picks up a 1st down for the Yotes. Corbin Freeze checks into the lineup now at wide receiver. Well, College of Idaho has looked good here in this 1st quarter, moving the football with ease. They come into this game averaging nearly 30 points a game and over 400 yards of total offense. Here's Young, looks left, now comes back across the middle, and this one is almost intercepted by Peyton Gonzer, who steps in front of it. knocks it down, incomplete pass.
I've watched several games with Montana Tech, and number 27, Peyton Gonzer, has really impressed me just for the fact that he's always at the right place at the right time, and it always starts with alignment. He has great technique, and at that point in time, they were in a zone, so he was reading the ball, not the player.
Second and 10.
Us defensive backs aren't known for catching the ball.
From the 43, Young pulls it down on play action and zips it inside. Nice diving catch by Corbin Freeze. And Freeze into Montana Tech territory in a first down.
And on this drive, their big hit plays have just been the 8-yard slants to the inside where they've hit Mariero, then they just hit Freeze. So Montana Tech's defense is going to have to change a little bit here and widen out their zone if they want to cover those slants.
Freeze, second on the team in receptions with 33 coming into this one. So in plus territory, first down from the 44. 2 minutes to play, opening quarter. Tech shows pressure, and they go inside to Byington. Byington inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Gain of 5, second and 5.
And one thing to mention, as we're watching them run the ball with Byington, he's been going to the right side of that line. And the reason why I say that is because you have right guard number 72, Ashton Patterson, which was named Offensive Lineman of the Year.
And he's a big fella to boot.
We were standing down there, and I felt really small.
Second and 5 from the 39. And they bounce it outside, and Byington's at the 20, to the 10, to the 5, stretching. Touchdown, College of Idaho. Riley Byington from 39 yards out. And the Yotes extend the lead. What a run.
What a great play by Byington, being able to break open into the open field and just outrun everybody to the end zone. He was a one-cut player, like I said at the beginning of the game. He saw an opening, one cut, and that's all you can say. Off to the races you go.
Gonzer had a shot at him, but just couldn't run him down, so Horn on for the extra point. Kick is on the way, and it's good. So with 1:15 to play here in the first quarter, the Yotes of the College of Idaho have stunned Montana Tech, and they lead 14-0 here in Butte. Lunch for the SWX crew provided locally by Pork Chop John since 1924, the original pork chop sandwich at 8 West Mercury uptown and 240 Harrison downtown Butte. Online at porkchopjohns.com. Always one of the real treats coming over to do a game in Butte is you get the Pork Chop John sandwich before.
You can't pass that up. I saw that box come and I was all over it.
Torgerson will field it. up over the 15, and this time he's going to be wrapped up and taken down. Boy, great contain there. Parker Allenbaugh finishes him off, and they've done a good job so far of containing Levi Torgerson in special teams.
Looks like we do have a flag down there too, Chris.
Was right at the tackle, so we'll see what this is all about.
Personal foul, kicking team. Way hit out of bounds. 15 yards left, first down.
So personal foul after the tackle is going to be tacked on. So Montana Tech will get good field position to start this drive. Ball's at the 33-yard line. And this game being played out exactly the opposite as the first meeting between the two, when it was Montana Tech that jumped out to the big lead. College of Idaho closed strong to make it close, but today, just
total
the
reversal.
opposite. Yeah, complete reversal. Here's Wilson throwing underneath to Milanowski, and Milanowski is wrapped up and taken down. Nice job by Chase Brown, redshirt junior from Salem, Oregon, wrapping him up and bringing him down after a short gain. So it's up to the 36, gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Under a minute to play here in quarter number 1.
And it really doesn't, just for example, that game on the 27th, you're not out of this. You know, there's still a lot of game left, and either team can put up points awfully fast.
Milanowski makes a nice spin move to the 40. Taken down by Trey Jorgensen and Noyes. And this will set up third down. Another big third down play here for Montana Tech, and they may not get it off before the end of the first quarter as we're inside 10 seconds. And that will be the final play of the first quarter. 15 minutes of football are in the books. A fumble recovery leading to a touchdown, an interception leading to a touchdown, and the College of Idaho leads the Ore Diggers of Montana Tech 14-0 after 1. And here's the touchdown one more time as Byington just turn it on the Jets, beats everybody to the outside, into the end zone. 3rd and 4 now for Montana Tech from the 39. Wilson on the quarterback keeper makes a great move at the line of scrimmage, and that's enough for the first down. Boy, Jarrett Wilson, a terrific move, cuts it up inside and gets the first down to the 44.
Sam Lowings, number 52, your D lineman for the Yotes, broke through, had the opportunity of getting Wilson down. He was able to break through the tackle, the arm tackle, and be able to get some yards for him. It's always important, and defensive coaches always telling you to wrap up.
Wilson can run the football, 475 yards this season. Here's Wilson going to lob it out here from Michelotti. He's got it.
Oh, what a catch.
At the 25-yard line, Michelotti makes a sensational catch. There was good coverage back there, but he just wanted it more and came down with it.
Talk about a hard catch, but focusing on the ball, falling backwards. The ball is up in the air, and he's falling backwards, getting bumped by the defensive back, and still catching it as he's going down. What great concentration by that wide receiver, Michelotti.
Well, and you can't fault Deshaun Swafford, as he had great coverage back there, did everything right. Michelotti just took it away. First down now from the 24. Diggers looking for their first points of the afternoon, trailing 14-0, just underway, second quarter. Wilson hands to Milanowski, and Milanowski's going to be wrapped up. And he may have gotten one on the play. 2nd and 9.
And this is an important series for the Ore Diggers, just for the fact that being down 14-0, need to get into the red zone and at least come away with some points to get our confidence back up, get a momentum on your side a little bit, help your defense out, and hopefully they can get the ball down to where they can get it in the end zone.
From the 23, 2nd and 9. Wilson now fires it into the back of the end zone for Torgerson, and it is knocked away. Good job back there defensively. Locked up there with Levi Torgerson was Tanner Steele. And Steele.
And what Montana Tech had on that play is Torgerson was an inside slot. You had a wide out past the numbers, and it was just a post wheel. And so the outside receiver did a post. Torgerson went around up the sideline. There was a split second that he was open at the 5-yard line, but Wilson threw it just a little bit too late.
3rd and 9 now from the 23. Wilson steps up, now keeps it, pulls it down inside the 20, breaks the tackle to the 15, falls forward, and he is right at the first down marker, and they say he's got it. And I'll tell you, it was the second effort by Wilson that extends this drive and gives the Ore Diggers a first down. He was stopped short.
And Wilson, he gets back there, and he couldn't find anybody. That's what's hard about this Yote defense, is that you got 5 defensive backs just flying around, so it's hard for him to find his keys and who he's looking for. So better for him just to tuck the ball and run, and he did. He broke one tackle to extend the play for the first down.
In the red zone, first down from the 14. Now they bring Torgerson across. They give him the football. He's bottled up, hit, stays on his feet, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and not much more.
Well, they're looking for a face mask out there. From here, kind of looked like one, and they're calling for one. Not going to get it.
Trey Jorgensen in on the stop for the Yotes.
As Torgerson still yapping at the ref there about not calling a face mask. Uh-oh.
Our officials are from the Heart of America Conference today. Big 12 country. And Torgerson did manage to pick up everybody's seeing the replay on the big screen here at the stadium.
And Torgerson did, he did get a face mask, and the crowd is not happy.
Neither is head coach Sampson. He's not real thrilled with that either. So a timeout is taken.
which is actually a good timeout because I think the non-call there is kind of disrupting their thinking and being able to get back into playing football. So it's a good timeout. Get everybody rounded up, settle everybody down, and get a good play call here, especially when it's second and long. Okay, so you want to be able to keep this series going, keep this drive going, because they can still get a first down around the 3-yard line.
Torgerson got 1 on the play, so 2nd and 9 from the 13 after the timeout. Yeah, so far this Yote defense has done a terrific job bottling up Torgerson.
And I would imagine as a player myself, they probably put a red penny when you're on the Yotes practice field on their best player and saying, okay, this is Torgerson, you got to watch him, and wherever he goes, that's where you're eyeing.
Now that would be the right way to try to contain him. No one's been able to do it this year. Offensive Player of the Year in the East Division of the Frontier Conference. So 2nd and 9 from the 13. Milanowski's gone all the way at running back for the Diggers today. And here's Wilson. They give to Milanowski. Slams up inside of the 10-yard line. Picks up 3. So this will set up 3rd and 6.
Looks like we have a Digger player. I believe it's the left tackle, number 79, Cole Dawes. He's a redshirt freshman. 290 pounds. That's a big left tackle.
Yeah, well, they're calling for. Yeah, this
doesn't look good. They're calling for the ambulance.
All right. Injury on the field, a timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. Coverage of today's Frontier football matchup is made possible in part by Torgerson's Equipment, serving the Montana community for 5 generations. Torgerson's Equipment in Montana, Wyoming, and Idaho, giving us a good vantage point of each and every game across the Frontier Conference. Well, as we mentioned, this is the quarterfinal round of the NAIA playoffs. 8 teams remain in the chase for the national championship. College of Idaho opening last week in the playoffs with a win over Morningside to advance on. 37-19 was the final in that game. Good outing on both sides of the football over in Caldwell. And, of course, Montana Tech taking down Carroll College right here in Butte, 31-21 last week to improve to 12-0 on the season. Number 3 ranked Diggers in this playoff field. We'll know after today who's left standing in the semifinal round. Good crowd on hand. The sun trying to peek through here, Tyson, this afternoon, and you can see the great game day atmosphere here in Butte. Always is.
Oh, it's a great Montana weather. I mean, this is playoff football right now. And yeah, you got to love it, you know, and it's exciting for both teams and both schools to being able to be put in this position. And you know, we're waiting for an injury that happened up on the field, and but
we want to take a moment to talk about a few other events coming up here on SWX. You've heard of the Brawl of the Wild, of course, but how about the Brawl of the Ice? That's also coming up on SWX. Part of our sports package this winter as we dip into college hockey for that one. And, of course, the winter sports season also well underway across Montana with college basketball already getting going along with high school basketball. We've got a full slate of games coming your way, and you see the enthusiasm there as we check in on a little bit of college hockey. That's always a great matchup between those two, and that should be a good one. The Cats and the Grizz, both Montana and Montana State involved in playoff games as well this afternoon in football, and there you go, the brawl on the ice. Montana State, and that is 7:30 tonight on SWX. MSU won last night.
I tell you, I haven't been to a college hockey game, but I tell you what, I love watching hockey on TV. Okay, I'm an NHL fan. Love to watch, you know, the forearm checks into the boards and the fights afterwards. It's a lot of fun. I'm interested. I should make it to one of those college games.
Montana State getting all the way to the championship last year in hockey. We took a look at the winter sports schedule on SWX. It's aggressive. We've got a lot of good stuff coming your way. If you like college basketball, we've got our Frontier Conference college basketball, Providence, Dakota State in Great Falls, doubleheader, kicking off our winter sports schedule in the Frontier Conference. And big thanks to Dr. Scott Crawford, the commissioner of the Frontier Conference, for helping bring us college football to you all fall as we wind down the college football schedule, and then we crank it back up with college basketball. In addition to the Frontier Conference, college basketball doubleheaders will take you all the way up to the championship weekend, both the men and the women, as we get going there. And then we've got plenty of high school basketball as well across the state of Montana.
We got the Digger mascot. He's just hanging out, enjoying the crowd.
All right, we are going to step aside again when we come back. 10:51 to play in the first half here in Butte. At Alumni Stadium in Butte, and the reason for the stoppage of play is Cole Dawes, a redshirt freshman lineman for Montana Tech out of Helena, was injured on the last play, and an ambulance was brought out onto the field as we see it again. An ambulance is out on the field, the entire team surrounding him, and both sides showing support. Well, you hate to see that when you have a player that has to be carted off like that. Well,
and it looks like they have an air cast put on his left leg, which can mean a number of things, but it's not good when you have to bring out the ambulance. And prayers and thoughts go out to that young man and what he's done for this Tech team this year. And it looks like possibly number 77, Brett Fullington, will be his replacement at left tackle.
This happening at the 10:50 mark of the second quarter, and Montana Tech on the 9-yard line. So hoping for the best for Cole Dawes as they're taking all the time and precaution they can. That air cast would stabilize whatever has happened. And
yeah, you just hate seeing kind of injuries like that on the football field. You know, whether it's your team or the other team, your thoughts are towards that player. Mm-hmm. I know there are a lot of times it's just a head coach or as a player, you see an opposing player get hurt, and your thoughts are going out to them, hoping that the injury isn't serious. But in some cases, such as this, they are, and looks like the medical staff have got him in the vehicle and going to take him to the nearest hospital.
Well, and an absolute class move by the College of Idaho. All of their players out on the field and showing support, now clapping for him. And that's part of what makes football such a unique sport is the brotherhood, not only with your own team, but everybody knows what a physical game this is and how tough it is. And when one goes down, everybody can relate to it, and everybody knows. And so,
and you understand injuries do happen. You do go out, it's the battlefield, and you go out there and you want to rip each other's head off, but not to the point to where someone gets seriously hurt. No.
So we are set to resume here at Bob Green Field. Montana Tech looking at a 3rd and 5 now from the 9-yard line.
And it is number 77, Brett Fullington, Jr., 6'7", 315 pounds, replacing Dawes there at left tackle.
Big 3rd down play here. And Wilson, quarterback keeper all the way, cuts it up inside, falls forward, and he is just short of the end zone. Looked like he might have had it, Tyson, but they mark him just short.
And from the referee's perspective, that knee probably touched the ground before the ball crossed the line to the goal line there. Just the white mark of it. That's all the ball has to break, and it didn't break it. His knee was down right before, so we take a look at the replay. From that angle, it's a little difficult to see whether that ball crossed before the knee came down. But you know what? You're inches away. You're 1st and goal.
And now the push forward, and there it is. Touchdown, Montana Tech.
That play kind of looks like the tush push. They had everybody up in the tackle box, and you got your jumbo package in there and pushed Wilson right in to the goal.
So touchdown for Montana, their first of the afternoon, as they are on the board and now on for the extra point. Casey Kautzman. Kautzman comes in to try to make this a 7-point game. So the Ore Diggers answer here early in the second quarter and draw within one score. Kautzman's kick is up and through. 9:56 to play here in the first half. Montana Tech's on the board, but it's the College of Idaho leading 14-7 here in Butte. And welcome back to Butte for this NAIA quarterfinal matchup as we take a look at scores around 8 teams remaining here. Here's your quarterfinal round scores. One final is in the books. Grandview, the number 1 seed, takes down the 7 seed Lindsey Wilson 35-7. Benedictine, the 5 seed, over Friends 23-15. That's in the fourth quarter with 12:13 to play. In quarter number 2, in our game right here, of course, College of Idaho leads at 14-7.
Then we had the little discrepancy there with Marion Kaiser and Marion University out of Indianapolis, Indiana. They had to withdraw from the quarterfinal matchup. They had some eligibility violation rules broken and had a player playing when they shouldn't have been. So they had to give up 3 games and get drawn out of postseason play.
So Kaiser advances in that one. Grandview's win assures that whoever wins this game will be on the road next week. This ball is going back into the back of the end zone. And the College of Idaho, now it's been a while since they've been out on the field on offense. And again, there's the touchdown and a push there by the big tight end, Derek Pierce.
Yeah, you got Pierce in there and just a whole number of big guys up front getting the push. I tell you what, when I played football, my best friends were the O-linemen. Sweetest guys off the field, but on the field, they scared you, man. I mean, they were ruthless, and they love going after us little defensive backs.
First down from the 25. And now Young feels pressure, so steps up, and he's taken down right at the line of scrimmage. Good job by that Montana Tech defense, and that was Cole Graham who slices in there and makes the stop for no gain, 2nd and 10.
And the Digger defense can be really stout at times. They can really shut down the run. That time we had Young looking to throw the ball, but the coverage was so good that he had to just tuck it and get what he could.
And the College of Idaho will stay on the ground as Trey Gibson, redshirt freshman, gets the carry. Byington now checks back in. He's been the story so far in this game. 983 yards on the season, tops in the Frontier Conference, and he is over the 1,000-yard mark after what he's been able to do this afternoon. Held to just 20 yards the first time these two teams met in September, and he has got a bunch already. So 3rd and 1 now from the 34. Young pulls it down, tries to get outside, cuts it up in. Met and taken down, and they're going to mark him short of the first down. Yeah, that was Tell Arthur, leading tackler for this Montana Tech defense, who slices in there, and they are short of the first down.
And that was a good play call by Montana Tech. They brought a blitz from the outside that disrupt the play in the backfield. And the thing about that is Young missed a play. He should have handed the ball off to his running back instead of keeping it because by that time you had that of Trey Gibson in the backfield and had 10 yards.
Here's Horn back to kick. Torgerson signals for and makes the fair catch inside the 30. So Montana Tech with a huge 3-and-out after scoring a touchdown. Now they get the football back with a chance to tie the game with just under 8 to play here in the first half.
Are you kind of feeling there, Chris, that both these teams are finally starting to settle down a little bit? They've already got a couple series under their belts, and now they're starting to play their kind of football. The nerves are out, and they're starting to execute things on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I think the Yotes did a great job in that first quarter capitalizing on those 2 early turnovers for Montana Tech. Both led to touchdowns, so they were able to capitalize. And now Montana Tech, as you mentioned, starting to get comfortable with their offense, move the football, and now have it back at first down at the 29. Here's Wilson looking, now fires out here for Torgerson, who makes the catch. And inside College of Idaho territory, Levi Torgerson with a great catch and a big first down. Tanner Steele runs them out of bounds, but not before they get into plus territory at the 45.
And looking here, you got that of Wilson looking, and all it was a post or what we call a drag all the way across the field. And Wilson really didn't have to put a lot of push in that ball. It's just a nice little lob, easy to catch, and Torgerson came out with a huge play.
First down from the 45. Diggers on the move. Torgerson just kind of sat down in that seam in that open area. Makes the catch at the 33 and a first down for Montana Tech.
And it was just a quick hook. He went up 6 yards, turned because the linebackers vacated. There was no one around. He was able to catch the ball and get 5 more yards after the catch with number 31 on the tackle, Tanner Steele, for the Yotes.
Talked about getting the ball in the hands of Levi Torgerson. Well, he certainly has on this drive. Back-to-back catches, first down from the 33. Under 7 to play first half. Milanowski, straight ahead run to the 30, gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
And that was just a straight up run play. And you got to be able to even out your pass with your run. You want to be able to run the ball after those couple of quick passes to Torgerson. And now you got to run the ball because you got to keep your linebackers at home. Okay, you got to have them there playing their responsibility. You can't just keep passing the ball because they're just going to drop.
Sam Lowing's in on the stop, 2nd and 7. They bring Torgerson across. Wilson fakes, now throws for the end zone. Michelotti wide open, touchdown Montana Tech. Wow, what a play by the Montana Tech offense. A beautiful fake by Jarrett Wilson, and then finds Michelotti all alone for the touchdown.
And Michelotti was your outside wide receiver, and all he did was a post all the way across the field. It's what we call a skinny post. It wasn't a straight up post, a skinny post, but it was a true post. He got under the safety, over the corner, and it was just a nice little lob by Jarrett Wilson for the touchdown.
11th touchdown catch of the season for Nick Michelotti, and now an extra point away from tying the game. Kautzman's kick is blocked and no good.
And they're going to return it.
And this ball being returned back the other way and ridden out of bounds. So,
there's a flag.
Yeah, a little extracurricular. Yep. Now a flag comes in on the College of Idaho sideline.
And you had number 36 that was on the special teams on the PAT running the ball carrier out of bounds. And once they got out of bounds, there's a little pushing and shoving. And then the ball carrier took the ball and threw it at an opposing Digger player. And you know what? Well, who's the ref always going to see?
Reaction.
The reaction, the retaliation. And for the Yotes, that's not what you want.
Well, we'll sort it out here. The officials all get together.
And as a coach, you're going to pull that player to the side and go, what were you thinking? Yeah.
Well, we're about to get the call here.
And what will probably end up happening here is that they'll take the penalty on the kickoff.
There is no foul on the play.
Well, they wave it off and say no foul, so bottom line, extra point was blocked, no good.
And honestly, this could have really went either way. We get the return off the PAT, and there we get a little pushing, a little shove at the end. The ball gets thrown right there, and that's when the ref throws the flag, which really that could have been unsportsmanlike. So I don't know what the refs were saying, but I know that man right there is not happy with that flag being picked up.
And there again is the touchdown pass and catch. Nick Michelotti, his 11th of the year, draws the Diggers to within one at 14-13, and that extra point could loom big late in this game. 6:02 to play in the first half.
Boy, that's what we're talking about, our keys to the game. There's nothing like Butte America, and let me tell you, Butte America fans are not pleased.
Well, there's a couple of times that they have question to call on the field. They'll let you hear about it.
These refs from the Heartland, they're going to get a whole new perspective on Montana fans.
Ryan Baranowski to kick it off for Montana Tech. Lets this one fly, and this one will sail out of the back of the end zone. And now the Yotes go back to work on offense, leading by 1. Scored the first 14 points of the game. Montana Tech has answered with a couple of touchdowns. As you take a look at the coaching matchup, Mike Morosky, 12 seasons with the Yotes, 80-46, and of course Kyle Sampson now in his 7th season. Both of these guys have had great success with their teams.
Those career records. I mean, these are impressive stats by these two head coaches. And I remember Kyle Sampson when he was just playing and then coaching up at Northern with his dad.
That's right. First down. And this time, nothing doing. Nothing doing there for Trey Gibson, who gets stopped right at the line of scrimmage. So Noah, give him 1 on the play, 2nd and 9. Gibson stays in at running back. Buying time gets a breather from the 26. And some running room up over the 30. And this will set up 3rd, and we'll call it 3. So another big 3rd down for the Yotes. Byington now comes back into the lineup, but they're just a different team when he's not in.
They are, but it's a nice 1-2 punch by the Yotes because Byington can break out at any time. He's a running back that can flare and catch the ball, but when you just want to get some tough, hard-earned yards, that's when you get Gibson in the game.
3rd and 5 from the 30. Another big 3rd down for both of these teams. Young looks, now feels pressure, gets it to Byington. Byington cuts it up inside into 1st down. Taken down by Spencer Patton, but not before he gets up over the 40. So a huge 3rd down conversion for the College of Idaho to the 41. Clock running, 4:25 and counting in the first half.
And that was Young's check down. He was actually looking down the field and giving credit to that secondary. Everybody was covered tight. He had nowhere to throw the ball. His check down was to Byington. He went up the field for 5 yards. Check down pass to him, and then he was able to run to get the 1st down.
1st down from the 41. Young fakes the pitch. Keeps it up over the 45 to the 46-yard line. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
And that was a good call by Young. He was going to toss the ball to his running back, Gibson, but number 90, the D lineman for the Orediggers, Novak, went up there to disrupt it, so he had nothing to do but tuck the ball and run for 5 yards.
Umale in on the stop. 2nd and 5 from the 46. Here's Young out of the gun. Fakes. Now getting backside pressure. Escapes a tackle. And now has a 1st down and a whole lot more. And out of bounds inside Montana Tech territory at the 40-yard line.
And that was an original pass. It was just a drop back. Little bit of a quarterback rollout, or what we call a half rollout. But then again, you had number 90, Novak, with the pressure, and for Young being able to feel his presence, spinning out of that pressure and getting some serious yards.
1st and 10 from the 40. In Tech territory, they fire out here in the flat, and that ball is caught, and a nice pass and catch. Torrey Watkins, the tight end, on the receiving end of that one, and that's another 1st down. Ball will be marked at the 28-yard line. Watkins with a nice job running the football after the catch.
And that's one thing that we talked about with earlier when we were driving up here, Chris, is that, some of this is going to depend on the legs of these quarterbacks today, too, to get out of the pressure of both these defensive front four. And
they'll stay on the ground to Gibson. Short gain that time. to the 26-yard line, gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Well, we talked about Caden Young, the quarterback's ability to run the football. Last week against Morningside, 21 rushes for 101 yards for a quarterback.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
He was working last week.
And that'll take us to the 2-minute timeout. We got a good one brewing here in Butte. College of Idaho on the march, leading by 1, 14-13 at Bob Green Field. Our keys to the game today were brought to you by Butte Auto. Easy to find off I-90 at the Harrison Avenue exit in Butte. Find your next ride at Butte Auto.
And we got some fans there in the beer garden enjoying a frosty while it's frosty out. And we can feel the temperature dropping slightly. And now this is important as a coach. You know, you want to have some time management in this last 2 minutes. You don't want to give Tech the ball too soon, but being able to get some points up on the board before halftime. And we're looking at the weather, and we do have a little bit of a breeze going west to east, which could affect any field goal opportunity.
Two good field goal kickers in this game, in Casey Kautzman and for the College of Idaho, Josh Horn. So we'll see if that comes into play here. 2nd and 8 from the 26. Gibson behind Young. He gets the ball met right at the line of scrimmage and taken down by Tel Arthur. And Arthur didn't buy it for a minute on the play. And he just stood Gibson up and sat him down.
And that was perfect because Arthur was able to fill the gap. He came up, met the line, running back Gibson at the line of scrimmage. And to note, Arthur was voted as the Defensive Player of the Year.
84 tackles coming into this one, 7.5 tackles for loss and 2 sacks. 3rd and 8 from the 26. Clock running, 1:20 in the quarter. Byington back into the backfield. Young looks right, now rolls the other way. Flag comes in, and Young will go out of bounds, but hold everything. This may be coming back.
It was good play by the secondary on that, to where Young had nowhere to throw the ball. He was looking right, felt some pressure coming from the DN, ran the other way, got some yards, but the flag was thrown. Possibly, coming back on a holding penalty. But we'll wait and see after the refs give what the decision of Kyle Sampson will be here.
Well, if you take the penalty, you could very well move them out of field goal. Let's pick up the play or the call here.
And that's what he's going to do. Sampson's going to take him back.
offense.
Yeah, I think that's the right call. Take the penalty because you move them back to the 36. And if you can stop them here on third down.
Yeah, and that decision I think came also with the win, like I mentioned. We're looking at the flags and they're really waving right to left on your screen, which makes it a little bit more difficult. So being able to take them back is a plus for the Ore Diggers in this situation.
So 3rd and 18 now from the 36, and now play is stopped again. Timeout taken. So Coach Sampson uses his second timeout. They have one remaining with 1:08 to play here in the first half. College of Idaho leading 14-13. Winner of this game advancing to the semifinals. Coming up at halftime, we'll visit with Dr. Scott Crawford, the commissioner of the Frontier Conference, and he's got to be very pleased at the representation of the Frontier, Tyson, in the postseason. You got two teams right here playing today in the quarterfinals out of the Frontier Conference. Carroll College was here last week. So 3 teams from the Frontier and the newly expanded conference this year that went to 14 teams, and it will grow to 15 as it was announced earlier this fall that Bismarck State College will be joining the Frontier Conference, and that will bring the number of schools to 15.
And that's, it's great for the schools, bringing other teams into the conference. Just the expansion of this Frontier. The Frontier Conference is one of the 2 or 3 toughest conferences in the country.
Oh, no question.
And being able to have 3 of your own, it's amazing.
3rd and 18 now from the 36. Young will pull it down, and now being chased, and he's going to be taken out of bounds, well short of the first down. Justin Weber was there.
And so you got a big choice here, big decision for Sampson. What are you going to, for the Yotes, what are you going to do? You're going to go for it and get the first down? It's fourth and long.
Well, they feel, my guess is they feel that their kicker does not have the leg to go from there, so they're going to go. 4th and 11 from the 29. They need the 18-yard line for a first down. Here's Young. Takes the snap, now pressured, fires across the middle, has a man, but he will be short of the first down. Well, it's very close, but short of the first down. A great job by Torrey Watkins after the catch to stretch for the first down, but he is just short, and Montana Tech will take over.
That's a great defensive stand, especially before halftime, looking around. They getting your tight end involved, just not enough for the first down. What a great defensive stand by the Ore Diggers, and it started. So it was a great stand by the Ore Diggers, and that really give credit to that front four getting pressure on Young to have to get the ball out of his hands probably a little sooner than he wanted to.
So Montana Tech, we'll see how aggressive they get. 51 seconds remain in the first half. They have one timeout remaining, trailing 14-13. And when you have the kind of weapons that Montana Tech has, don't be surprised if Coach Sampson gets a little aggressive here. We'll see.
And in their formation, they got...
And now the College of Idaho will take a timeout as Montana Tech shows what they come out with on offense. And so the Yotes will take the first of their 3 timeouts and talk this one over.
I'm a little surprised that they called this timeout. They did have 3 timeouts in this half. I thought maybe they'd run that first play then call timeout. I know what they're trying to do is use their timeouts to possibly get the ball back in good field position to possibly maybe get some yards and a field goal here before half, or at least get the ball with some time left before half. But they decided to call a timeout before the play. Maybe they saw the formation and just didn't like what they had called defensively and wanted to regroup.
Nice crowd on hand for this afternoon's game. Oh, look at that. Is that a beautiful shot or what?
Oh, that's great.
Right here in the heart of Montana in Butte. Absolutely gorgeous afternoon. Early winter, temperature at 32 degrees. High atop the richest hill on earth, I'm told. Sure.
Well, I guess that's our goal, to be able to get up there and build a cabin in the snow.
Yeah, this is a picture-perfect day for football in Montana. It's a busy day of football in Montana. We've got the quarterfinals of the NAIA playoffs right here in Butte. Bozeman and Missoula hosting playoff games as well today in the FCS.
Well,
so under a minute to go here in the second quarter. College of Idaho coming in. You see some of the fans bundled up. You know how to dress for these games. They're not rookies.
Oh.
There's no rookies here.
No.
You know, you always get the one tough guy that doesn't going to wear a jacket. You know, he's out there in a sweatshirt.
And earlier in the game, I saw a couple of the Christmas sweaters out already too.
Sure, why not?
The Grinch and the lights, and
you got the tailgaters going. You got the mellow yellows flowing out there in the back of the end zone. And
oh yeah, oh here in Butte, I tell you what, they know how to tailgate. Walked around a couple times and in the last couple of games, and I tell you what, they really put on a show out here when it comes to tailgating.
Montana Tech has a great game day atmosphere, and they love their football team. They love football.
And they have a great following. I mean,
they do.
When they go on the road, it's almost at times they have more tailgaters than the home team.
Well, we always noticed that. Okay, so this is a
review timeout.
Yeah, they were reviewing to see if the spot of the football was enough to give them a first down.
At the 19-yard line, this is a TDS 5 or greater. First down.
And after all of that, we're going to play football with Montana Tech. A first down from the 19-yard line. So that was the challenge, was to see if he made the line to gain, but he did not. And so,
yeah, I think they were looking, because Watkins did reach the ball out, and they were probably looking at where the ball was when the knee hit the ground, and it just wasn't enough to break that first down line to gain.
And looks like they've got everything sorted out. Our officiating crew from the Heartland Conference.
Now Torgerson is in the slot, so you're going to watch him, maybe a possible jet sweep.
Here's Wilson. Going to lob this one out for Michelotti, who turns and makes the catch at the 50-yard line. And that ball was underthrown, and it worked out in the favor of Montana Tech as Michelotti just stopped, came back, makes the catch close to midfield.
The ball didn't have much on it, and so Michelotti had to stop his route and come back towards the ball to catch it. As we look at the replay, there's a lot of air under it, but just didn't have the distance, and he had to come back to stop. And again, he had to catch a ball falling down to catch it. And I was surprised that they're this aggressive.
So the ball will be right at the 49-yard line. First down. Still 44 seconds to go. Montana Tech with one timeout remaining here in the second. Show pressure off the edge. Wilson steps up inside, and he's going to be wrapped up and taken down. Good pursuit that time by Matthew Iwamazu, who makes the stop.
And what Tech did is that they had that of a spread offense. They had 4 wide receivers, and they all did a streak, or in some cases on your receiving routes, what we call an 8 route, all verticals, and they were all covered up pretty well by that five group of secondaries, and so Young didn't have anywhere to go and had pressure, or Wilson had nowhere to go and got the pressure by the Yoke front 4.
So Wilson does get it into College of Idaho territory at the 48-yard line. 2nd and 7, but more important, Tech uses their final timeout of the half. They have none remaining with 32 seconds to go. Still time to get into field goal range for Kautzman. Ball at the 48. Wilson rolls out of trouble and now is going to keep the football up over midfield to the 45 to the 40. Dances out of bounds. They're going to mark him out at the 36-yard line. So a nice gain by Wilson. More important, gets out of bounds at the 36. 24 seconds remain in the half. And now inching closer to field goal range for Casey Kautzman. His long on the season, 42 yards.
And Wilson was looking down the field again. Yotes were in man coverage, had good coverage down the field. Wilson had nowhere to go. He was getting pressure by number 16, Sisson.
From the 36 and a first down. Here's Wilson. And this is going to be a holding as Milanowski gets a nice run. And it's a big gainer, but it's coming back. This is going to be holding on Montana Tech.
And that was on Chase Meyer, which is your right guard, number 60. And he had his right arm hooked around the defensive player, not allowing him. As you can see right there, right along the neck. And the ref was right there to see it and threw the flag. So
that'll back him up, and that's a big penalty there as it takes it all the way back to the 46-yard line, and only 13 seconds remaining. So they're going to need something deep to give Kautzman any kind of a shot here.
Well, with 13 seconds left and no timeouts, some coaches may just be okay with just running the ball and getting into halftime.
So from the 46, Wilson has got time, now looks long and deep, and this is incomplete. Good.
Mason Pretty was on the coverage, and tight coverage right on his hip. Had nowhere to throw the ball. The wide receiver closed his gap towards the sideline, so there was nowhere for Wilson to throw the ball, but out of bounds, making it incomplete with 7 seconds left. Here he is. We got Wilson, the drop back. Gave it all he got. We had good coverage by Pretty. And again, Pretty did a good job. He closed that wide receiver down towards the sideline to where there was no room to catch the ball.
Colby Martinez was the intended receiver, so time for one play here. 7 seconds. We'll see if Wilson just tries to launch this one into the end zone. And they're going to sideline it to Michelotti, who is tripped up, and that will take us to the end of the first half. Michelotti trying to get out of bounds, but a nice job defensively will end the first half. It's been a good one here in Butte. The Yotes from the College of Idaho on top of Montana Tech, 14-13. Halftime is straight ahead on UX.
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
We've got 3 minutes, right? Okay. Time from Bob Green Field in the NAIA quarterfinals. College of Idaho with a 14-13 lead on Montana Tech at the break. And in this battle between Frontier Conference schools, who better to talk to at halftime than the head honcho himself, the commissioner of the Frontier Conference, Dr. Scott Crawford. Thank you so much for coming on, Scott.
Yeah.
Pretty good display of football here between these teams. And, obviously the story this year for the Frontier Conference, expanding to 14 football teams this year. What's it been like watching the bigger Frontier go this year?
I've done a lot of travel. It's been a lot of fun. The quality of football in the league is at its best right now, and it's great to see these two teams, our two division champions, play each other. It's unfortunate they have to play each other this early in the NAIA playoffs, but it's still a wonderful opportunity to showcase Frontier football.
Absolutely. I was going to ask you, what kind of message do you think it sends to the rest of the NAIA world, the fact that you got two Frontier Conference teams here, one of them guaranteed to play in the national semifinals?
Well, it's like the best case scenario, but it's like watching your two sons play, and one wins and one loses. Unfortunately, we dealt with this 2 years ago, College of Idaho at Montana Western as well. But to be able to make sure that we put a team into the national postseason semifinals is going to be a great opportunity to showcase Frontier football as well.
And of course, the expansion not just coming to the football world, but other sports as well. Basketball season is now underway. We've got a broadcast coming up next week. We're heading up to Providence to see the Argos play. Thoughts on the early going so far with the expanded basketball conference?
Well, our coaches are a little concerned that they're playing conference basketball this early. But when you have this many teams, you only have a few weeks to get those games in. It's just the reality of the whole thing. But it's a great opportunity to showcase how good we are as a conference, top to bottom, in men's and women's basketball.
And of course, you're very well versed in the NAIA. 16 years as commissioner of the KCAC. Of course, they got another team here in the quarterfinals as well, with Friends playing a good game against Benedictine. Thoughts on the difference between, now that you've been here for a couple years with the Frontier in comparison to the Heart of America? What are your thoughts?
Well, I think there's definitely a level up in the Frontier. We knew that in my time out there in Kansas in the KCAC. Friends University had a tremendous year this year. Their young man, their quarterback, he was pretty much unstoppable. The last score I saw, they were down 6 to Benedictine. I'm not sure what the final result was, but Friends University had a great year. KCAC, I'm very proud of how good they have done, but I'm just very excited to be here in the Frontier Conference.
Exciting football game that we've had here. And final thoughts about the second half of this game coming up, Scott?
Well, it's that adage of whoever has the ball last is probably going to win the ball game. It's great to see. It's a slugfest. College of Idaho came out, put 2 scores on the board. Tech responded. I'm proud of both teams, and one of these teams is going to represent us next week.
The commissioner himself, Dr. Scott Crawford, thanks so much. We'll be right back. Halftime continues here from Bob Green Field. Don't go anywhere. You're watching on SWX.
And welcome back to Alumni Coliseum here in Butte. We're at halftime of our NAIA quarterfinal matchup. The College of Idaho leads Montana Tech 14-13 as they came out and converted 2 turnovers into touchdowns. Got up 14-0. Montana Tech coming back with 2 second quarter scores to make it a 1-point game at the break here. We want to take a few moments to thank all the people that make our broadcast possible throughout the fall, and it starts with the athletic directors from across the league and so many people, all the sports information directors at every school, the ADs that get us the information we need to bring you, everyone that gave their time to graciously grant us interviews at halftime of our games, and of course thanks to the sponsors and the support of all the businesses across Montana. The food sponsors may be the most important of all. You gotta
poor
feed,
Top Johns,
you gotta feed the guys, man.
On the Breakfast Club? Oh.
And of course, Bobby Beers, Tyson Byers, DJ Bauer on sideline, Adam Rodriguez, all the guys calling games, our directors, Mason Park, Tom second to none done, Cody Snyder, camera ops. Thanks, fellas. Did a great job all fall, as they always do each and every week. And we'll just keep right on rolling into the winter sports season. Dave Norman, our producer, Bill Heisman, executive producer, and of course, a big assist to Dr. Scott Crawford, the Frontier Conference Commissioner, for helping us bring college football to SWX. You're watching the Football Championship Series NAIA quarterfinals, halftime between Montana Tech and the College of Idaho. Stay with us. We're back after this. We have a 1-point game here at the half. The visitors, the College of Idaho, with a 14-13 lead over Montana Tech. As you're watching the Football Championship Series in the NAIA quarterfinals from right here in Butte at Bob Green Field on a gorgeous Saturday afternoon. And let's go to take a look at some of the highlights of this game. Of Montana Tech, Tyson got behind early but then got things going in the second quarter, and who else but Levi Torgeson on the receiving end, and Jarrett Wilson going to air it out again. And that was a nice catch by Nick Michelotti. Michelotti with a couple of big plays. And after trailing by 2 scores, Diggers getting the offense going. Jarrett Wilson taking them down close and then going up top again. And a good catch there by Torgeson, their leading receiver, who's had some big catches today. And then how about up top again, this time kind of throwing one sky high, and Michelotti comes down with it. No shortage of offense for this Montana Tech team. And there's Michelotti on the touchdown on a beautiful pass and catch. Meanwhile, the College of Idaho, they capitalized on 2 early turnovers. Michelotti coughed it up. This was on the first opening drive of the game, and that led to a touchdown. And then Torgeson looking to throw after he takes the pitch, and that one was intercepted. And this would lead to the second touchdown. Caden Young throwing darts in the first half. Nice catch by Gleason out there on the slant. And then who else but Riley Byington, and Byington just wins the foot race into the end zone for the touchdown. And it looked like the Yotes going to put some distance between themselves and Montana Tech after they did capitalize on those turnovers. And then the Wildcat direct snap to Byington. That was their second touchdown. As we mentioned, jumping out to that 14-0 lead. And then more special teams play. The extra point by Kautzman was blocked. And instead of a tie game, we've got a 1-point lead for the College of Idaho. So, Tyson, a couple of takeaways from the first half. Number one, College of Idaho opportunistic as they took advantage of those 2 early turnovers.
Well, turnovers always can decide games. And what they were able to do is get those turnovers and turn them into points. And so this is a total flip-flop from what we saw at the beginning of the year to where Montana Tech totally dominated the first half, and then the Yotes happened to rally in the second, coming up short by 3 points, and now we have a 1-point game to where it was almost feeling like the Yotes had total control, and then the Diggers being able to come out and score some points. But we'll see what happens on that block PAT, and if that's going to be a scenario that could really kind of drive that last part of the game here at the end.
Credit to Coach Sampson and Montana Tech for not going into panic mode when they got behind. They stayed with their game plan. They ran the ball. They mixed it up with the pass and very methodically worked their way back right into this, and it's now 14-13. So stay with us. We're closing in on the start of the third quarter here in Butte as the teams are getting ready to head back out onto the field. College of Idaho leads by 1 at the half. This Montana Sports Series presentation of Frontier Conference football is made possible in part by the Billings Clinic. Billings Clinic, trust and be trusted. Strive for excellence, serving Montana, Wyoming, and the Dakotas. Just about set to go here in the second half of this afternoon's NAIA quarterfinal game. It's a one-point game, couldn't be any tighter, 14-13, Yotes on top. And Tyson, first half numbers?
Well, we've taken a look at these numbers, and we got two polar opposites. Right now, we got the College of Idaho with 134 rushing yards coming on the legs of Caden Young, Byington, and Gibson. But then when we take a look at Montana Tech, all their yards is coming in the air. So we're really getting that the arm of Wilson and getting it to his guys of Torgerson and Michelati. And then also there with the passing, I mean, it's just two polar opposites, but we see the third down efficiency, and this is playing huge where the Yotes are 2 of 5 at 40%, and Montana Tech really doing a good job on that third down conversion at 80%.
Time of possession about even for these two teams. The winner moves on to the semifinals of the NAIA playoffs. We started with 20 teams. We are down to 8 heading into this afternoon. Grandview, the number 1 seed and number 1 ranked team in the country, already advancing to the semis. They won earlier today. And the winner of this game will advance on to the semifinals as well. You may have noticed that Wykees Johnson, the leading rusher for Montana Tech, is not playing in this game. He's wearing a walking boot, was injured, so the load of running the football has gone to Nate Milanowski, but you don't lose a whole lot with Milanowski. He has come in and run well all season long, splitting time with Johnson. And if you look at his numbers on the season, 93 carries for 452 yards and 5 touchdown averages, 4.9 yards per carry. And
he's taking the workload.
He has,
yep.
And they haven't run for a lot of yards. Wilson and company really relying on their passing game for much of the offense in the first half, but Wilson able to run the ball very well as well. And then you look at this College of Idaho offense, and Caden Young really doing a nice job mixing the pass and the run game with Byington, who's really lived up to his billing as the number 1 rusher in the Frontier Conference. And keep in mind, this young man rushed for only 20 yards in the first meeting between the two in September, and he's got a whole lot more than that after the first half today, as he has done a great job carrying the football. And the Yotes will get the ball to start quarter number 3. Baranowski to kick it away.
This College of Idaho team has really grown since that first meeting. And so, that first meeting of the year really didn't establish what they are right now. They were probably just trying to see who they really were at that time. Good effort of trying to come back, but they've grown since then. They've been dominant since then, having the number 1 defense in the Frontier. And it always takes the offense a little bit longer than the defense to settle in and understand what their identity is.
So the Yotes to get the football to start the third quarter, leading by 1. 2 great coaches, 2 great programs, all coming down to a head here in Butte. 1 half of football to decide who advances on to the national semifinals. Baranowski kicks this one into the back of the end zone. And the College of Idaho now will trot out on offense for their first possession of the third quarter. Montana Tech defense, we'll see what they can do. They have been stout all year. They only give up 14 points a game, which is where they're at right now. And as a team, they give up less than 300 yards in total offense. It's a good unit.
They're very sound when it comes to discipline and technique. They're sound across the board, and really a lot of games are won or lost right there in the trenches.
Byington will take the football to start this third quarter, picks up 5. A lot of pushing and shoving going on there, and they'll mark him right at the 30. So gain of 5, 2nd and 5 on this opening drive. Byington, listed at 5'10", 210 pounds, the sophomore from Nampa, Idaho. Over 1,000 yards now on the season. Tops in the Frontier Conference. He is one tough running back. A little play action now as Young tries to gun it in there for Corbin Freeze. Incomplete pass is third down, and Young had plenty of time to set, which he did, set his legs, but ball just sailed on him.
Sailed on him, plus you had Tyler Kovic on coverage on that inside. They were in a zone, and he was in tight coverage in his zone. Really had nowhere to throw the ball, and sailed a little bit high. Anywhere else could have been disastrous for the Yotes.
Tyler Kovic was the MVP of last week's game, the defensive MVP in their win over Carroll College. 3rd and 5 from the 30. Pressure from Tel Arthur. Now they go behind him, and this is going to be a first down to Watkins. And Watkins up over the 40 to the 42-yard line. Peyton Gonzer, along with David Lowry, combined for the tackle. Nice play.
Yeah, you had these near side receivers doing what we call a runoff. Okay, so they're trying to clear out the zone, and you had Watkins coming from the other end, running all the way across the field, getting to where the offensive players cleared out a zone for him, got the ball to Watkins, and then was able to get some extra yards after the catch.
First down gain to the 42. And Byington will stay on the ground, takes it up over the 45 to the 46-yard line. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6. Umale in on the stop for the Diggers.
And when we were down there on the field, Byington doesn't look that big, you know, and he is just a hard, tough runner, and he will not back down from a tackler at all. He would probably rather run you over than try to go around you. See, he's flexing.
North-south action, right?
North-south action.
No east and west.
Right.
2nd and 6 from the 46. Opening drive, 3rd quarter. Mariero. They fake to him, and nothing doing there as that Tech defense read that play perfectly, and a nice job by Jace Thompson, who makes the stop.
And the Tech defense did not bite on that play action to Mariero, and they stayed disciplined, they stayed in their lanes, and then there was nowhere for Caden Young to go.
So a loss back to the 43-yard line brings up 3rd and 9. Another big 3rd down play here. Crowd on their feet, and they are loud. Young looks, pulls it down, got room to run, and Young is going to get a first down and a whole lot more. And finally taken down by Peyton Gonzer, who loses his helmet at the 25-yard line, but not before Young scampers for a big first down gain.
And that's where a big chunk of their rushing yards is coming from, is when Caden Young, he's looking down the field and he just can't find anybody, tucks it, and has a wide lane right down the middle of the field for a huge gain.
Gonzer has to come out for one play as his helmet went off. Great block by Byington to pop that big gainer for Young, and it's a first down for Caden Young and the Yotes. Opening drive of the 3rd, ball at the 26. Young, play action, fires out there, got a man wide open, Mariero, close to the 10-yard line, and a first down. Boy, they sold the run perfectly. Mariero got out there in the open on the left flat, makes the catch to the 12 and a first down.
Mariero did a post. He went up, came in on a post route, and then he cut it off and went back to the outside, getting cushion away from number 5, Christian Hansen, that left him wide open in the flat for the reception.
First down, they're in the red zone from the 12. This time they give to Byington, and Byington down to the 5-yard line. Gain of 7 on the play, 2nd and 3. For the Yotes in the red zone, 37 of 47 times they've come away with points. 28 of those have been touchdowns, and they would love 6 here, leading by 1. Ball's at the 6-yard line. They can pick up a first down. It's 2nd and 4. Under 10 to play here in the 3rd. And this time, quarterback draw. Young falls forward, short of the goal line, but will get a first down inside the 2.
Yeah, just a designed quarterback run. You also had Watkins in the backfield as a lead blocker, and it was a trap on the inside in which Young was able to tuck the ball, get up for 3-4 yards.
Good looking drive here to open the second half.
And a lot of that came on Young's run.
Gibson in the backfield now, along with Byington. Byington, direct snap, and the Wildcat touchdown. Well, he made that one look easy. Riley Byington into the end zone for the touchdown. And the Yotes extend their lead to 20-13.
It was a good-looking series. A lot of that came on the legs of your quarterback, Caden Young, and then finishing off the drive with a little Wildcat action to Byington. Who else? Your big back for the touchdown.
Horn on for the extra point. Ball down, kick on the way, and it is good. So in a drive that took over 5, almost 6 minutes of the third quarter, the Yotes capitalized on the touchdown run by Byington, and with 9:07 to play here in the third, extend the lead to 21-13. So the lead back to 8.
And that's a good confidence builder coming out at halftime, getting the ball, taking 5 minutes, 6 minutes off the clock on a long drive, and a lot of that again was set up by Caden Young's long run down the middle of the field, ending it with a Byington touchdown. And now you're going to have to see what Montana Tech's going to have coming out onto their first series of the second half.
Yeah, that was a great drive for the College of Idaho to answer those 2 scores by Montana Tech. They took the kickoff and marched it down the field, capping it off with the touchdown, extending the lead to 21-13. And you can't ask for anything more when you're the road team to come in, grab the lead. So this outfit from Caldwell, Idaho, really coming on strong, especially in the back half of the season after that early season loss to Montana Tech right here in Butte. They have been money. This is a high kick that's going to be returnable. At the goal line, Torgeson to the 20, dancing around, stays on his feet, gets up over the 20 to the 22, and that's where Montana Tech will go to work on offense.
And this is where you want to see Montana Tech come out, control the ball, see if they can answer on this drive by the Yotes on the score, and see if they can return the favor.
Well, we'll see if Montana Tech can answer here, as they will get the football for the first time here in the second half. Here's Wilson's got plenty of time. Now rolls, keeps the football, and driven out of bounds just over the 25-yard line. And they're going to mark him out at the 26. Gain of 3.
There was good coverage down the field where Wilson was looking down the field, couldn't find any receivers open, so he had no choice but to tuck and run. He was getting pressure by number 21, Mason Pretty, that was able to chase him out of bounds and only getting 3 yards on that carry.
So the Yotes come into this game at 10-1 after that loss to Montana Tech. They've rattled off 7 straight wins. Here's Wilson, now gets it open to a wide open Milanowski. And Milanowski with a great move up near midfield. And man, did he put a move on Salazua. But there is a flag on the play.
It's going to null a great play. Malinowski was able to come out from the backfield, call an arrow route, sat on the numbers, and just waited for Wilson to throw him the ball. Got great yards after the catch. Unfortunately, we got a holding call there by the offensive line, which is going to nullify that play and take him back.
Those are drive killers, and
it's going to make it 2nd and 17.
Yeah, they're back to the 16-yard line, so 2nd and 17.
16-yard line, 2nd and 17.
For Montana Tech. Ball resting at the 16. Under 8 to play, third quarter. Here's Wilson looking to his right. Now pulls it down, comes across to Michelotti, and this is incomplete. Michelotti had it at the 30-yard line, but just got it knocked away at the last minute. Incomplete pass sets up third down. Was that Swafford that got in there and knocked it away? I believe it was.
Yeah, Swafford was in there knocking away from Michelotti, but you had Sissian, the D-line, number 16, getting pressure on Wilson and gave him a good shot there when he was releasing the ball. But again, it was a good job by Michelotti, at least seeing the pressure coming back to the quarterback, and just wasn't able to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, he was not the primary target on that route. Wilson came back to him, so 3rd and long as Wilson back at his 10-yard line, and he's going to be wrapped up and taken down for a loss on the play. That's just a great job defensively by Tucker French, the 6'2", 250-pound junior from Boise, Idaho, comes in on the sack. And that's going to bring up 4th down.
Total bull rush by him, just getting through the D-line, taking over that offensive tackle, pushing back, opening up, and getting a sack on Wilson.
French with 4 sacks on the season, make it 5. And now from his own end zone, Kautzman will have to kick it away, and the Yotes should have great field position. Mason Pretty standing at his 45-yard line will field it, and it's returnable. Spins out of one tackle, stays on his feet, finally wrapped up and taken down. Kellen Beller in on the stop, but the Yotes have great field position as they'll start this drive from the Montana Tech 36-yard line, leading 21-13. College of Idaho with the lead in the football at the Montana Tech 37-yard line. Well, this is a unit that opened with 3 wins to start the season. Then they lost to Tech. But since then, they have been perfect and had some impressive wins along the way. They're trying to get one here in the quarterfinals. First down from the 37. Young had a nice day at quarterback. Byington behind him. Byington just kind of slides along the line of scrimmage. Doesn't look like he's got much, but then when you look up, it's a 5-yard gain to the 32. So pick up of 5, 2nd and 5.
That offensive line for the Yotes are just kind of pushing at will right now. And, that last offensive series by the Diggers have really put their defense in a bad situation here where they're in their own territory. And they're really going to have to stiffen up here. We have that saying, bend but don't break, and that's what kind of mentality they got to have right now.
2nd and 5 from the 32. Byington hit right at the line of scrimmage, falls forward. This is going to set up 3rd down. Tell Arthur in on the stop along with Beller. 3rd and 2, ball's at the 29-yard line.
This will be a huge stop here if the Diggers can hold them to a 4th down.
This is going. Now Montana Tech signaling that it was
that they were drawing off.
That we're drawing off. A lot of finger pointing.
Offensive line is pointing at the defensive line. Defensive line is pointing back at the offensive line. No one's going to win.
So that is a big penalty on Montana Tech. Offsides is the call, so that's a 1st down. It was 3rd and 2 and now 1st and 10 from the 24. And here the Yotes are knocking on the door again. They have had the football all but 3 plays of this 3rd quarter, and we're down to 5.5 minutes. A 3rd quarter dominated by the College of Idaho. 1st down. Byington slides, stays on his feet. Byington down inside the 10 and a 1st down for the College of Idaho. What a nice run as he just slid to the outside, evaded tackles, and gets a big gainer down inside the 10-yard line.
And Tech brought an inside linebacker to fill a gap, but he overran the play, and Byington slipped by him, having to be forced out by your safety, Peyton Gonzer, to get him out of bounds before he scored.
1st and goal from the 5. Young, quarterback keeper all the way with a big push into the end zone for the touchdown. Caden Young, just straight up the middle. Nothing fancy there, as that offensive line did a great job opening up that hole, and he's in from 5 yards out, and they extend the lead now to 27-13.
And that's where you got to give total credit to that offensive line. They pushed that D-line back 3 yards, giving Young nothing but room to get into the end zone.
Josh Horn on for the extra point, and this to make it a 15-point lead. Kick is up, and this kick is good. So with 4:44 to go here in the 3rd, the Yotes extend the lead. Back-to-back touchdowns to start the 3rd quarter. Montana Tech in a big hole late in the 3rd here in Butte. Well, the college basketball season is underway in the Frontier Conference, and so are we. Next Saturday, Frontier Conference basketball. Doubleheader. Women go at 5, the men to play at 7. As we are in Great Falls, the Providence Argos open up play in the Frontier, men and women. So here we go now. Tech in a hole at 28-13. And this is a very short kick. Torgerson got it at the 10. Torgerson now shifts directions to the 20. Makes a man miss at the 25 to the 30. Still on his feet, pushed out of bounds close to the 35-yard line. And it's not if, but a matter of when Levi Torgerson is going to do something special. And he gets a nice return there. So Montana Tech with good field position to start this drive.
He is such a shifty player. As a defensive player, and you got your beeline on him, and he just changes direction so fast. And then he gets that stiff arm in there, and as a defensive, like, God, you hate that. Hate it when you get that stiff arm.
4:34 to play in the third. Montana Tech has had the football for 3 plays in the second half. Here comes blitz off the corner. They get it out to Torgerson on the other side. Read nicely. They sent Chase Brown off the corner, but they went to Torgerson on the other way, and a good gain here.
And that's one thing that we missed in that first series that Montana Tech had the ball here in the second half. You know, they didn't get him the ball. If you want to get something started, get a spark, get the ball to your playmaker and Torgerson and let him work his magic, and that can get your offense some motivation here. 2nd
and 5 after a 5-yard gain, and here's Wilson right into the hands of Torgerson and could not come away with the catch, and that would have been a first down at the 45-yard line. So as it stands, incomplete pass brings up 3rd and 5.
I'm shocked that he dropped that, but watching him, it looked like he heard some footsteps, and he was turning his eyes away from the ball before the ball got to him, and he just lost contact with it because it went right through his hands off his chest plate, and that's something that you don't see very often from that young man.
Incomplete pass from the 38. Huge play here for Montana Tech. Under 4 to play in the third. Here's Wilson. Now they go underneath, and this one is intercepted. Intercepted and coming back the other way, and a great job by Jacob Sisson. And that is another turnover for this College of Idaho defense. They had 2 in the first half. The ball just popped right off the shoulder pad of the receiver, and Sisson was there for the interception.
It looks, if we take a look at the replay, that a defensive lineman got his hands up, and it's blocked by the referee there, but it was timing by the D lineman watching that of Wilson throwing the ball and timed it perfectly to get his hand up to knock the ball up in the air for Sisson to get underneath it, catch the ball for an interception. Oh, and he's got the gold chain.
Well, yeah.
Got the gold chain.
And if you're a D lineman and you're getting the pick, you know, that's extra special.
Well, he should be giving that chain to the D lineman.
Byington's got a big hole up over the 45, down close to the 40-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play, 2nd and 4. So Byington just looks to get stronger as the game goes on. I'd love to see his numbers, but I'm guessing he's well over 100 yards today. Pick up a 6, 2nd and 4. And for this Montana Tech defense, they have got to get a stop here. But so far, they've not shown the ability to slow down this College of Idaho team. Caden Young going to air one out for Mariero, who makes the catch inside the 15. And Mariero with the beautiful over-the-shoulder grab. And that's another first down for the College of Idaho, and they are in the red zone yet again.
And that was a picture-perfect throw for the fact that the ball was thrown towards the sideline, over his inside shoulder, to his outside, where Mariero had room to catch the ball. The defensive player couldn't do anything about it. And that was a great throw by Young to Mariero. God, what a great play. Great
First
play.
Down from the 13. Byington with a huge hole up over the right side and down to the 5-yard line. Pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Could get another first down here. And here's Byington, and look at the hole right there. My goodness.
It didn't close until he got into the secondary, and it's almost as if the Yotes are just moving the ball at will.
Definitely have dominated this third quarter. 2nd and 3 from the 6. And Young, quarterback keeper. And Met falls forward, maybe one on the play, but it's going to bring up third down.
Getting a little chippy in there. I think the frustration on that defense is we're coming through. We're seeing that a little bit. They've been out on the field for majority of the third quarter, and they're probably getting a little bit winded right now.
Well, no doubt that defense has been out on the field, as you mentioned, Tyson, the entire third quarter. It's 3rd and 1 from the 4, so they can pick up a first down.
Young came out of the ball or out of the game, so you're going to see the Wildcat.
Yep, Byington out of the Wildcat. Byington straight up the middle, goes up over the top, short of the goal line, but should have the first down. We'll see where they mark it. Kind of launched himself over the top of that offensive line.
Making the tackle for the York.
And they say, no, 4th down.
Well, here analytics would say, 4th and short, you go for it.
Well, 15, you tack on a field goal. That's
3 scores up.
Yeah, that's 15. That's an 18-point lead. But they're going to go here. Well, and I think it's a good call. Timeout is now taken by Coach Morawski on 4th and 1 from the 4. I see the reasoning for going for the touchdown. College of Idaho takes their first timeout, and I see the reasoning that Montana Tech has not shown the ability to stop them in the second half.
Right.
And so I think their feeling is they haven't shown the ability to stop us, but at the same time, when you look at the score, it's a 2-possession game right now.
Yep.
It's 15 points. A field goal makes it a 3-possession game, essentially at the end of the third quarter. So, there's a lot to talk about there as a coaching staff, but I get the feeling the way they've dominated the line of scrimmage that they're probably going to go.
They're especially when you got a back like Byington,
right?
And that offensive line is pushing at will. I would imagine that they'll come out with the Wildcat. I'm going to watch here when they come out of the huddle and see if Young is not in, so they're going to go Wildcat. And imagine anything right up the middle between the tackles.
So here's Byington now. Montana Tech trying to stiffen. Byington straight up the middle, and he not only has the first down, he's got a touchdown. So Riley Byington from 4 yards out plows into the end zone for the score, and now the Yotes on the verge of scoring 21 answered points in the third quarter alone, and they score with 26 seconds remaining here in the third.
Well, in the setup, in the backfield, you had both Gibson and Watkins in the backfield with the Wildcat, and you had Byington following those two, and he was not going to be denied, and he put his shoulder down and got in the end zone.
Oh, here's a bad snap. Going to chase Horn all the way back to the 40-yard line. Now, that's a big play, too, because you remember the missed extra point by Montana Tech in the first half. Now you got a muffed extra point here, so that makes it a 21-point lead. That's significant.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And Horn looks like he might have gotten shaken up a little bit.
Yeah, coaches are complaining it was a late hit. But at the same time, you could also argue defensive players going for the ball.
Field goal guys kickers aren't used to running 50 yards.
Yeah, he's a little winded.
He's gassed.
And in that of getting touched. So
we'll get another look at it here and just see what happened. It was a bang-bang play.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Snap over the holder's head, and right there, just Not much. There's a good no call by the referees, but he's not liking it.
So again, significant that 1 point. That 1 point advantage, missed extra point, now given back. So 3 touchdowns is the separation here. 26 seconds remain in the third. Tech has the ability, obviously, to score points in bunches.
And they got the firepower. They can do it.
They can do it.
And, so the game isn't over until, clock hits 0.
And again, this is returnable. Torgeson. Oh, Matt.
Ooh.
He is hit hard.
By number 30. Well, if that was Trey Gibson that was on the kickoff, boy, he laid some lumber on that hit.
I believe that was Bridger Stevens, the backup tight end, wearing the same number.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, man.
There. Oh. Boy, when you can knock the ball carrier back 2 yards, you know that's a hit. And Torgeson's going, where did he come from?
And Torgeson is not a big guy. I mean, 5'9", 170 pounds.
Oh.
But they're going to call face mask is going to be the call here. Personal foul, so Montana Tech going to come away with good field position, and it'll move it up to the 32-yard line. And a first down. So Montana Tech needs points, and they need them quickly. Down 21 here in Butte, 34-13. So out trots this Montana Tech offense. Milanowski has gone all the way at running back in place of Wykees Johnson. He gets the call on first down to the 35, gain of 3, 2nd and 7, and we'll see if that's the final play of the third. And that is going to be the final play as Coach Sampson will rally the troops. They'll talk it over. 2nd and 7 when we come back from the 35-yard line. 15 minutes of football remain. The College of Idaho on top of Tech, 34-13 here in Butte. Tonight it's round 2, Brawl of the Ice. The Grizz travel to Bozeman to take on the Cats from Gallatin Ice. The college hockey action starts at 7:30 tonight on SWX. Jason Walker on the call for tonight's game. Last night, round 1, to the Cats. 6-4.
I got to make it up for one of those. Brawl on ice. Look at the crowd.
They get a little spicy
Yeah.
when you get a brawl, when you get the rivalry like that on ice. So here we go. First play, fourth quarter. Tech down big, 2nd and 7. Wilson going to go down at the 40-yard line, so he picks up 5 on the play.
Tech is definitely going to have to find an answer to this Yote defense. And it's going to be, right now, being down 3 scores, they're going to have to come up with some big chunk plays, get the ball in the end zone.
Well, this is a big one here for Montana Tech. 3rd and 4 from the 38. Wilson fakes, now rolls to his left, now fires out there, and that is knocked away. Great defensive play by Dylan Wolf, the 6-foot redshirt freshman from Post Falls, Idaho, with the stop. So 4th and 4, and what do you do here? Down 21, you're on your own 38-yard line. They're going to leave the offense on? Yes, they are.
They're going to leave it on, and as of right now, I think if you're Tech, you don't have any other choice but to start making a lot of these 4-down situations.
Yeah, they've got to go. Down 21. I think the other reason they go here, Tyson, is because the College of Idaho, when they get the football, they don't give it back.
Oh, they eat up time, a lot of it.
And now a whistle comes in before the snap. Well, we'll see what this is all about.
I think the Montana Tech called a timeout.
And Torgerson Equipment for their incredible hospitality throughout the season in the Torgerson End Zone tailgate located.
Okay, so timeout is taken. So first of the half for Coach Sampson and Montana Tech. Looking at a 4th and 4 from the 38. Yeah, I think that the thinking here from Coach Sampson is your defense has not been able to stop the College of Idaho in the second half. So
I would like for him to come out and start getting some chunk plays through their passing game, hitting their wide receivers on slants or post between the 2 hash marks, because that's where it's vulnerable for that Yote defense, because you got 2 linebackers and one of them are always common. So if you can hit either the left or right hash, you can get some big chunk plays there. So I'd like to see them coming back to that, to a couple of those plays that they hit in the first quarter.
Well, here we go. So 4th and 4 from the 38. Montana Tech must convert here.
They're going to have to hold up here at the front line. The offensive line is really going to have to protect.
Here's Wilson now on 4th down. Pressure. Now pulls it down. Stays on his feet. He's got a first down and then some. Wilson chased out of bounds, but Jarrett Wilson alertly pulling the ball down.
And for the Yotes, they dropped everybody back. They were playing a zone man, and there was no linebackers looking at Wilson, in which left Wilson all that area to run the ball to get the first down because there was no one there to spy him.
At the 49, first down. Wilson looks left, now throws underneath, has Torgerson at the 45. Torgerson out of bounds, down to the 42, and in College of Idaho territory.
That was a great route by Torgerson. He sold it as if he was going to go deep, cut it at 10 yards, did an out route, and it was a good throw by Wilson to put it on target so where he can catch it and get a couple yards, and making it a short second down.
So they give him 9 on the play, not quite enough for the first down from the 42. 2nd and 1. And Milanowski bounces to the outside. He's got the first down. Milanowski inside the 35. Taken down by Tanner Steele, but not before Milanowski gets the first down to the 38-yard line.
I like the tempo that the Diggers are going with right now. I mean, they're getting their plays in a hurry-up fashion. They're getting up to the line, in which they have to. They don't have the clock is going to be their enemy here, and they got to be able to get as many plays in as possible.
So clock continues to run, 12:35 and counting here in the fourth. Wilson airs this one out for Torgerson, and incomplete pass. Good coverage back there by Tanner Steele.
Yeah, Tanner Steele had good coverage on Torgerson, which is a huge feat in itself.
Yeah.
But yet I think there's a little miscommunication on the route and where Wilson was throwing the ball.
Tucker French checking back in for the Yotes on defense. Incomplete pass brings up second down. Ball's at the 33. Wilson now looks over and will get the play in from the sideline on second down. Quarterback draw all the way. Met at the line of scrimmage and taken down, a short gain. Nice play by the interior of that College of Idaho defense. And that was Wyatt Vining in on the stop.
It's 3rd and 4.
Yeah,
so 3rd and 4.
They're quick and they close those gaps down really fast. Really know where to run. I'm surprised on that play call, running the ball, especially when you're at the 12-minute mark here in the fourth.
So here we go, 3rd and 4. Wilson pulls it down, and a nice straight-up tackle in the open field. Good play there by Chase Brown, redshirt junior out of Salem, Oregon, but that does move the chains in a first down. So clock continues to run, fresh set of downs from the 22. For this Oredinger offense. Again, we mentioned they can score and score quickly.
First down, Digger.
Montana Tech undefeated coming into this game. First down, Wilson looks right. Now comes back across the middle and hits Torgerson. And Torgerson with the catch falls forward to the 5. And a first down for Montana Tech. It's 1st and goal.
Really needed that play. Get a little bit of energy going into this offense. Catches the ball on the run. Gets to the 5-yard line. 6-yard line. Giving them the opportunity of getting the ball in the end zone and shortening this lead.
1st and goal from the 6. And Wilson, he's tripped up in the open field. Nice job. I think that was Noyes that tripped him up in the open field. It was Noyes. Montana Tech in the red zone, 50 of 55 on the season. 41 of those have gone for touchdowns. So the Diggers do a great job converting the red zone into points. And they need 7 in a hurry here. 2nd and goal from the 3.
I'm surprised at how much time they're taking right now. 20 seconds.
Milanowski in the backfield. Wilson. Milanowski stretches, and he is in for the score.
And it was just an off-tackle run. Everyone collapsed down on the offensive line. He went right behind his tackle, in for the touchdown.
So a must-score drive for Montana Tech, and they get it. Their first points of the second half, and now trail 34-19 pending the extra point.
Much needed score, much needed to get their confidence back up. This will fire up the defense, getting them out there here on the offensive series, giving them a little motivation.
And still plenty of time in this game. 9:57 to go here in the fourth. Kautzman is on for the extra point. Brett Grange will hold. Boy, all of these extra points are big right now here in the fourth quarter. And this kick is on the way, and it is good. So with 9:57 to play in the fourth, Montana Tech scores for the first time in the second half, and they trail 34-21 when we come back. Nate Milanowski in for the touchdown from 4 yards out, and Montana Tech back within 14 and 34-20.
This is going to be important just for that defensive Tech to being able to get a 3 and out, get the ball back, but yet for the Yotes, it's about running the clock down, leaving nothing left for Tech. So this is gonna be an important defensive series for Montana Tech.
And look at everybody here on the line for the College of Idaho, anticipating a possible onside kick.
I'd be surprised that they would do it now.
Mason Pretty standing it is just inside his 30-yard line. So we'll see what they do here.
Got a little confusion on the return.
Got some wide receivers in there. Oh, they do. A little pooch kick. Fair catch signaled for and made. A flag on the field.
And when it comes from the flag there from the sideline ref, you know that's going to be offsides on the kicking team.
Jalen Moore feel they just try to pooch it over the line of the College of Idaho. And again, I think that kind of effort.
Well, I'm a little bit surprised that they went with something like that so early.
I think it goes back to what we were talking about, that I think they're afraid to put it in the hands of the College of Idaho because they've not been able to stop them. And so
I would have kicked it deep, so they had the whole field to go.
Well, let's see what.
But either way, up for the defense, they got to go 3 and out here.
Riken Echohawk is in the backfield for the first time this afternoon for the Yotes on first down. Ball resting at the 47. So they start this drive close to midfield. Echohawk straight ahead. Bulls forward into Montana Tech territory down to the 48-yard line. So that's a gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Echohawk spelling Byington for a couple of plays here. Big thing here is clock continues to run, and this is where it's such a huge advantage for a team that likes to run the football. This is where they live. 2nd and 5 from the 48. Now Young looks over to the sideline, will get the play. Boy, every set of downs here is huge. Blitz coming off the corner. Kovic can't get him. Flag comes in. And we'll see what the call is. Yeah, and just jumping on at the top of the screen there, you see Kovic just jumping over the line of scrimmage. So that's a 5-yard penalty, and that's going to bring up very close to a first down. They'll mark him a yard short, just inside the 44-yard line. So 2nd and 1, as we now tick under 9 minutes to play here in the 4th.
Tech is going to have to come up with a big play here.
Echohawk again. He's got a first down and a whole lot more. Echohawk is off to the races. No one is going to catch him, and it's a touchdown for the College of Idaho. A huge play by Echohawk as he slipped through the line of scrimmage, and he was gone.
Everybody blocked down to the right. He went first 2 steps were right up the center, and then he took a step to his left, and there was no one there because they sent a blitz, and he just outran the secondary for the touchdown.
Horn on for the extra point. And that was a backbreaker for Montana Tech. Horn on for the extra point. The kick is up and good. And that extends the lead back to 21 at 41-20 with 8:44 to play here in the 4th. So Echohawk, who we had not seen all afternoon, comes in, picks up a first down, and then breaks one all the way for the score. And the lead is 21 with 8:44 to play here in the fourth. Well, here it is from the running back, Ryken Echohawk, 5'8", 185-pound sophomore from Pocatello, Idaho. And the kid's got some speed.
He's got some speed. It was just a horse race to the end zone. Good job by that offensive line to seal the left-hand side of the line. And he was just off to the races, and he's enjoying it. He's like, I got in one series, and touchdown city, baby.
Give me the ball, coach.
Yeah, give me the ball. I mean, he's going to be asking for it every time now.
How about that? No, he's spelling Byington there and comes up with that kind of play. So 41-20, 8:44 to go.
Yeah, the sideline of the Yotes is they're feeling it.
They certainly are. And this is Torgerson, who will field it at the 5. Levi up to the 20-yard line and taken down and out of bounds. Great special teams play. I think that was Danny Hernandez, backup linebacker, making the stop.
Now it's starting to look like we're seeing some new players come in defensively for the Yotes.
Well, again, never count out this Montana Tech team. Still 8:39 to play. See how quickly they can work this ball down the field. Jarrett Wilson does not want to see his season come to an end. Here's Wilson throwing it out here for Micheletti, and that ball is knocked away. Good coverage by Deshaun Swafford, who had him step for step.
Yeah, Swafford was in great position. He was right on his hip, not allowing them to come back for the ball. Some were looking for pass interference, but there wasn't any. He was looking back. We look at the replay. Ball's up in the air. Swafford right there. Michelotti just couldn't come back for the ball.
Yotes team playing with a whole bunch of confidence right now. 2nd and 10. Ball at the 20-yard line. Here's Wilson looking for Torgerson all the way. And Torgerson is taken down at the 34. And that's a first down. So Torgerson had 4 defenders around him, but just got into that open area. Here it is again. Makes a nice catch.
Yeah, right in the middle, right on that seam. That's kind of the dead spot for that Yote defense.
First down, incomplete pass. Brings up 2nd down. Tech moving quickly. Coach Sampson knows a little something about playing that quarterback position. Had those great years up at MSU Northern playing for his dad.
Yep. Yeah, they had some really successful years.
About the only time Northern's ever had success was when father and son were up there. So 2nd and 10 from the 33. Now they shift Pierce out. Wilson, a little inside screen there to Torgerson, who's taken down at the 35-yard line. Pick up 2 on the play is all, so 3rd and 8. And the Yotes will give them that all day.
Oh, yeah, they'll give them that and just keep that clock running.
7:45 and counting here. And there you see. Almost looked like a little pick play as Torgerson came underneath.
Yeah.
Made the catch, but just unable to separate. 3rd and 8 now from the 35. Yotes showing pressure. Here they come off the edge. Wilson. And he's taken down inside the 25. But there is a flag on the play. Iwamizu on the stop, but let's see what happens. Yeah, so despite the hold, Iwamizu got back there and sacked him anyway. And they're going to decline the penalty because that'll bring up 4th and 20. And no choice here but for Montana Tech to kick it away. Anything manageable they might have gone, but 4th and 20. Let's see what they do here as Mason Pretty standing at his 45-yard line. Couchman back inside his 10. End over end kick, sends Pretty back. Takes a huge roll. And this one is going to go all the way down to the 10-yard line. That's a long kick.
Well, that was a end over end kick, and when it hit the ground, it hit just right on the tip of the football, and it just kept bouncing about another 20 yards from where it landed.
It certainly flips field position, but at this point, with under 7 to play, and the College of Idaho with the football now in a 3-score lead, desperation time here for the Diggers. And really, when Montana Tech looks back on this game, Tyson, it's going to be the 3 turnovers that really spelled the difference and turned momentum away from them. They came out and trailed big at the half, and it was those 3 touchdowns by the Yotes in the 3rd quarter that has kind of sealed the deal on this one. And now, boy, it's nice to have 22 in the backfield, right? As Byington gets up over the 10-yard line to the 12, picks up 2, 2nd and 8.
And with Byington, I mean, he doesn't make any mistakes. He has 2 hands on the ball at all times. You know, you're going to suppose that, you know, that Tech defense is going to try to strip the ball, try to make a big play of some sort to get the ball back in the offensive player's hands.
So 6:26 to go here in the 4th. 2nd and 8. And again, they'll stay on the ground. Byington gets close to the 15. Gets 2 more, maybe 3. Peyton Gonzer in on the stop, and it's 3rd down. 3rd down from the 14. Jackson Ames checks in for the Yotes on 3rd down. 5:40 and counting here in the 4th. Young now rolls out. He's got time, keeps the football, and he's going to be wrapped up and taken down by Tel Arthur, and that's going to bring up 4th down. So nice job by Tel Arthur in space, gets Young, and that'll force the Yotes to punt with the clock continuing to run at 5:15 and counting. So a quick 3 and out. Torgerson standing at his 50-yard line. And Horn back to kick. Horn gets this one away, and Torgerson will field it at the 45, a sliding catch, and Montana Tech will have the football at the 44. And at Torgerson, there was a defender that flew over the top of him, and it looked like his knee clipped the top of his helmet, so I think Levi was shaken up a little on that play.
Shaken up, took a knee to the helmet. A little woozy getting up there.
That was a tough break because
here's the replay. So he catches it on the slide right there as the defender was trying to avoid him, jump over the top as he was getting up and got a knee to the head.
Yeah, and he was trying to avoid contact.
Yep.
And tough break there, but at any rate, he'll stay in the game. First down from the 45. Here's Wilson. Got time, fires out here for Pierce, incomplete.
And he had noise on the coverage. The ball was a little high. See the replay, noise comes in, little bump there.
So pass interference, the call, so Montana Tech.
He was there just a little bit early.
Yep. Tell you what, Pierce has had some size on that defender. Pierce checks in at 6'3", 250 pounds from Post Falls, Idaho. First and 10 now from the 30. 4:39 to go in this one. Wilson looking, now fires in the back of the end zone for Torgerson, and Torgerson somehow comes down with the catch inside the 5-yard line. Are you kidding me? What a catch by Levi Torgerson, and it's first and goal for the Diggers.
And it was Tanner still on the coverage, but being able to reach out and catch the ball, getting at least 1 foot in, and getting a huge play up to the 5-yard line.
First and goal from the 5. Torgerson comes across. And here is Wilson, who avoids a tackle into the end zone. Touchdown, Montana Tech. The Diggers will not go away. Derek Pierce from 5 yards out, and Montana Tech into the end zone for the touchdown.
Wilson, we had a play action fake. He got some pressure, so he had to roll out, throws to his left, and was able to find his tight end, Derek Pierce, for the touchdown. And he was wide open. And you get into a scramble drill where everybody cuts off their routes and starts running in the direction in which your quarterback is running, and trying to just get big and getting in his line of sight so Wilson can find you and throw the ball.
And again, extra point is blocked. Special teams coming up big yet again for the College of Idaho. The second block of the afternoon, still on his feet, still running, and now tries to lateral at the 30-yard line and does. What a wild sequence on the extra point.
And that
was a crazy play. As for the second time this afternoon, the extra point is blocked. Scooped up by Jackson Stanfly, and then he comes back the other way. And right at the end of the play, looks like he tries to lateral it backwards.
He's like, I'm tired.
I'm done with this. So it's a 15-point lead for the Yotes at 41-26. Again.
Yeah, the head coach is looking for a personal foul of some sort.
I think that he thought there was a face mask at the end of the play.
And there is a flag down. Refs are going to discuss it. Yeah, he's talking about a 15-yard if we can read lips.
It's on Montana Tech. They'll assess it on the kickoff.
Personal foul. Base left. Kicking team during return. That helmet opening. That penalty was for 15 yards on the kickoff. The other try is no good.
So, bottom line, extra point blocked. Lead is 15. Face mask penalty at the end of the return, assessed on the kickoff. And so the College of Idaho now will bring on the special hands team, and we're certain to see the onside kick here. They'll kick it from the 20-yard line. A lot of credit to this College of Idaho team. Tyson Sos, fundamentally good today. Solid on both sides of the football. Special teams have been outstanding. They've made the big plays when they've had to, and trying to seal the deal here in Butte. Not the easiest place to win if you're the visiting team, but they're on the verge here with 4:10 remaining. And now the more traditional onside kick. And Mariero falls on it, their wide receiver. Montana Tech's already used one timeout here in the second half, so they have 2 remaining, plus the 2-minute timeout with 4:07. So if you're Montana Tech, the scenario is a quick 3 and out, get the ball back and score, and then you line up and try the onside kick again. And who knows? I mean, anything can happen, but we've seen some wild and crazy things happen in the Frontier. I think back to the Carroll game against St. Thomas in the first round of the playoffs when 14 points were scored in 11 seconds at the end of the second quarter. Now Byington is in the Wildcat, so they don't even mess around with a quarterback. Byington, straight ahead gain to the 35, might make it the 34-yard line. So gain of 4, 2nd and 6, under 4 to play. Couple of first downs will all but seal this one for the Yotes. And again, the problem for Montana Tech has been getting the football back when the College of Idaho has it. They need a stop here. 1 first down and pretty much puts this game out of reach. A couple certainly would. Now they bring Caden Young back in the game. Oh, fumble. Young falls on it at the 36, so loss of 2 is going to set up 3rd and 8. Clock continues to run, so Montana Tech opting not to use any of their remaining timeouts, at least not yet. So 3rd and 8 here. I don't think you risk throwing the football because you don't want to stop the clock. Just let it go.
Just run the ball.
Well, if you can get this thing down to the 2-minute timeout and keep possession, Tech will have to use a timeout here if they can get a stop on 3rd down. Here's Young. Straight ahead gain to the 25 or 35-yard line, and now Montana Tech will use a timeout.
Brought down by Kellen Beller.
So 2:33 to play here in the 4th. Byington with the gain down to the 35. This is going to set up 4th down. Offense more than likely off the field, and they'll, my guess would be, kick the ball away and try to pin Montana Tech deep in their own end on 4th and 7.
Thank you.
So it all comes down to, for Montana Tech here, is you've got to score quickly and leave a little time on the clock to try for the onside kick. You've got 1 timeout remaining plus the 2-minute timeout.
Official, please repeat your last command, please.
College of Idaho, 7 straight wins coming into this game. Opened the playoffs last week with a 37-19 win over Morningside. If they hang on, they move into the semifinals of the NAIA playoffs. And I think based on the draw, we'll play the number 1 seed Grandview on the road next week. They are the 8th seed. The lowest seed remaining in the field. But what an effort by Coach Morosky and the Yotes coming in here to Butte. And they are going to bring the offense back out on the field on 4th and 7. Ball's at the 35-yard line. Interesting call here as they opt not to play field position on 4th down. Here's Young. And he's going to fire into the back of the end zone for Mariero. There's a flag on the play. And this could be pass interference. Sort this one out.
And it was number 5, Christian Hansen, on the coverage.
Well, that is an automatic first down on the play. Montana Tech would have had the football going the other way, but instead it's a fresh set of downs, and now the College of Idaho can stop, or rather Montana Tech can stop the clock 2 more times, once and then at the 2-minute mark, and that's it. First down for Caden Young and the Yotes. Trey Gibson in the backfield on first down. He will get the call. Left side, gets a couple of hard-earned yards.
I imagine you're going to see a heavy dose of Gibson here in the final minutes.
Well, they'll let this go down to the 2-minute mark, and then they'll be able to stop the clock one more time after that. So we are down to 2 minutes to play in this one. College of Idaho leading by 15, 41-26. And Montana Tech in full-on desperation mode. Coach Morosky and the Yotes playing a great game here in Butte. Quarterfinal round of the NAIA playoff. Scores from around the country today. Grandview into the semis, eliminating Lindsey Wilson. Benedictine over Friends 24-18. College of Idaho 2 minutes away from advancing into the semis as well. And the 2-seed Kaiser wins by disqualification. So one spot left to fill right here in Butte. 2 minutes to go in this one. 2nd and 7. Montana Tech can stop the clock just one more time. And another timeout taken. So the magical season continues for the College of Idaho as they advance on to the semifinals. College of Idaho athletic program's been solid. Their men's basketball team won the national championship last year. and were ranked number 1 in the country going into this season. They've already taken a couple of losses. Rocky Mountain College knocked them off here a couple of weeks ago. It just shows you how competitive the Frontier is. And speaking of basketball, that's all straight ahead this winter. A full slate of Frontier Conference doubleheaders, all leading up to the championship games in March. Don't forget, hockey tonight, Brawl the Wild on the ice. Cats and Grizz. Join Jason Walker for that one tonight, 7:30. Montana State won last night's game 6-4. Grizz looking for the equalizer there. Both the Cats and Grizz won their football playoff games today as well. 2nd and 7 from the 22. And they give it to the big man, Gibson. Gibson taken down, and Montana Tech will use their last timeout. And it comes at 1:53 here in the fourth quarter. So they'll run a play on 3rd down. They'll run a play on 4th down. And Montana Tech will be lucky to get the football back with about 40 seconds left.
Well, this is a great battle between these two teams. Hats off to the College of Idaho
no question.
Yotes, and what a great season Montana Tech had, and they they did that. This is a program and a team that really is on the rise in the back half of the season. Had that one loss to Montana Tech right here in week 4, but since then they have been so good on both sides, featuring, of course, the top running back in the league, and he was as good as promised today. He was outstanding. And no mistakes. Mistakes offensively. Defense is as good as they come this year, and they really showed up to play today.
Now the clock will run on the snap. No more timeouts remaining for Montana Tech. 1:53 to go in this one. Ball's at the 20-yard line. No gain on the play as Byington is taken down right at the line of scrimmage, and now the clock will run. It'll come down to, they'll snap it with a little more than 1 minute remaining, and then Tech will get the football. So we'll see what they do here. They may very well take the play clock all the way down to 1 second and call their final timeout. And see what they want to do. I think what they'll do is maybe take it down to 1 second, call a timeout. They're well within field goal range. So do you want to kick a field goal and put this thing out of reach?
Timeout. College of Idaho. Third final timeout of half.
They'll probably end up running a play, knocking more time off the clock, and then just hand the ball over to Tech.
Field goal here would extend it to 18. Yeah, I think they'll just run a play, and Tech will get it with a minute and change left.
It'll be a happy ride home.
Oh boy, that will indeed. They tell us it's about a 7-hour bus trip to Caldwell, Idaho, a suburb of Boise.
Well, they're
sure they're going to have a lot of fun.
Oh, they're going to have a lot
on this one.
That'll be a quick bus ride home.
Sure it will. They'll get ready to turn around and do it all again next week. So here we go on 4th and 5. Mariero comes in motion, and Young's going to throw it into the end zone, and this one is in and out of the hands of Corbin Fries. Yeah, they went for a 4th down.
David hit.
Yeah, David Lowry back there in coverage, and they'll turn the ball over to Tech. So,
and it was just right out of Fries' hand, just right off that left hand. It was a good try.
A minute away from advancing on here as the Tech offense trots back on. from the 20-yard line. Here's Wilson. Wilson fires out here to Michelotti, who makes the catch at the 35. Out of bounds and a first down. So gain of 15 on the play. 54 seconds remain. The timeout was taken on the field, and injured player.
The play results in the first down, therefore the injury does not qualify for a 10-second runoff. Both clocks will start on my ready.
Thomas Walkup shaken up on the play. He comes out. So 54 seconds to go. Ball at the 34. And Wilson across the middle, and that one almost incomplete, or intercepted rather. Trey Jorgensen had his hands on it. That would have been the 4th turnover of the day. That ball sailed high. Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10. Second down. Here's Wilson now. Flips it out here for Snyder. Incomplete. 3rd down.
Now they're still being aggressive.
Yeah.
Trying to get the ball down the field.
Taking strikes down the field. This will be the first and only loss of the season for Montana Tech. What an outstanding season for Coach Sampson and the Orediggers. Really the class of the frontier all season long.
Yeah.
Is playing great football. And the College of Idaho, they look like they will avenge their Week 4 loss to Montana Tech right here in Butte when the Diggers won it 27-24. Now 3rd down. And this one is for Milanowski out of the backfield. Incomplete pass. Salasua back there in coverage, and now it's 4th and 10. .35 seconds to go. This has been the never-ending last 2 minutes of football, is it not?
Yes.
Yotes will go to 11-1 on the season, but more important, they live to play again in the semifinals of the NAIA National Playoffs. Wilson throws it out there for Torgerson, who makes the catch at the 44. And Torgerson with a first down inside Yotes territory. They'll mark him out at the 42-yard line.
And
Big gainer.
He was playing in the slot position, and it was a corner route, so he broke it off towards the sideline, and the ball was perfectly placed there by Wilson, knowing that Wilson felt pressure from the D-line and had to scramble out to his left.
Here's Wilson on a straight drop, fires across the middle, and it's caught by Torgerson, and Torgerson taken down inside the 20. So the Orediggers back in the red zone again. They refuse to go away. 41-26, clock running. Now they'll stop it just to get everybody set. 20 ticks remaining. Gives the Yotes a chance to substitute in. A couple of players coming in. No quit in this Montana Tech team as they are going to take this down to the final few seconds of the game. 20 seconds remain. Got Michelotti out here to the right side of your screen. And Wilson thinks about throwing it. Now he checks down to Milanowski. And Milanowski down inside the 10-yard line. They'll mark him at the 6. 14 seconds to go.
Wilson was looking for Michelotti on the right-hand side. He was split out wide right in the formation and got pressure. Couldn't find anyone else down the field. Dropped it off.
So here we go with a 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. 14 seconds remain. Wilson looks into the back of the end zone, and Torgerson is there for the touchdown. No, he say out of bounds. So Torgerson out of bounds along the back baseline. He came down with the catch, but they say...
Yeah, that right foot looked like it came down on the white.
Well, it doesn't matter because holding on the play. And right there, let's see where he comes down. Yeah, great job by our cameraman there. You can see the foot come down out of bounds, but did not matter as there was holding on the play. And that will back them up to the 15-yard line. Time for maybe 2 plays left. From the 16. Wilson fires into the end zone. Incomplete. Intended for Torgerson. And now Montana Tech down to their final play of the game. 4 seconds remain. Tech has certainly made it interesting. But those 3 touchdowns by the College of Idaho in the 3rd quarter, and that was really the difference in the game that broke this thing open. It was a 1-point game at the half, 14-13. And then 3 touchdowns, and the College of Idaho.
And Tech had no answer for Yotes offense, and they just couldn't get anything going offensively for the Diggers this game.
Wilson will pull it down and try to get into the end zone. He's going to be marked short, and that is going to be the final play of the game. So the College of Idaho rolls into Butte and take down the number 3 seed in the country, Montana Tech. Your final score, 41-26 in favor of the Yotes. We'll be back to wrap things up. You've been watching college football, the NAIA playoffs on SWX. 41-26, our final score from Butte as the College of Idaho, the 8th seed, takes down Montana Tech here at Alumni Coliseum. And congratulations to the Yotes, and what a terrific job they did today. And they're an impressive unit. They move on, and we'll get to the semifinals, and Montana Tech's season comes to a close with 12 wins against 1 loss, and congratulations to Coach Sampson and the Ore Diggers for an outstanding season as well, advancing to the quarterfinal round of the postseason. Plenty of offense, Tyson, in this game. You look at the final numbers, and nearly 500 yards of total offense for the College of Idaho, and Montana Tech had a bunch as well. So you look at the total plays and the yards, there was a lot of offense, but again, we harken back to those 3 turnovers by Montana Tech, really the difference in the game.
And that is the key to it all. I mean, both teams are pretty similar in total yards. One getting it more by rushing, the other by passing, but ultimately it comes down to the turnovers that Montana Tech had. And they say, or I also say, you can't win games on turnovers, and Montana Tech just couldn't keep it out of the hands of College of Idaho. And it's sad because these are 2 really good teams. Congratulations to College of Idaho, and good luck to them. Montana Tech had a great season. You hate to see them go home because they are a really good team, and it would be fun to see them play someone else.
All right, well, that's going to do it here from Butte. Once again, College of Idaho wins this one 41-26 in Butte as they take down the Ore Diggers and advance on to the semifinal round. Huge thanks to everyone involved in our SWX broadcast today and all season long. The camera guys, the hardworking crew, they do such a great job bringing us the terrific pictures and sights and sounds of the game. Dave Norman and Bill Heisselman, and there's that crew we've been talking about. Thanks, fellas, for all the hard work.
Great job, guys.
We will say so long from Butte. For Tyson Byers, I'm Chris Byers saying so long from Butte.